Why? And there you have it. We are live, finally, after I've hit the button and it counted down and I messed up the count. But hey, we're here, gaming with a side of salt. With me, as always, is the one, the only D-pad Chad.
I'm old and tired.
He's a fuddy-duddy. And right down there with no picture whatsoever, but the OBS cam is Meg. May I also not have a mic at the moment.
Yeah,
I don't know. She's having technical difficulties.
I am. I'm having the worst time today. I'm going to blame it on traveling. I literally just got in from Kansas today. I just blew back in. So, yeah, I'm blaming it on that. It's going to be my thing.
She's having Chad special.
I am. I'm going to see if I can find something to kind of like serve as a replacement, though.
Hey,
bear with me in the meantime.
So while we wait on that, real quick. So you know how you at those fancy parties they go like,
yeah,
sure.
Do you know what you do in Tennessee?
Okay. All right. Not really, but all right then.
Well, that's just if you're at Zio's place.
All right.
Meanwhile, us sophisticated people have the pinky up.
I wonder where that originated from.
It's a sophistication thing.
Well, I know, but I know it was like a medieval time thing or some crap.
I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway.
Oh, I got water.
Well, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. This is the day after Thanksgiving. Some of us had to work, some of us didn't. Some places aren't open like I wish they would have been, but you know, it is what it is.
I was shocked that the places that were open around me, I was like, I wholeheartedly expected to go into work Thanksgiving night and not be able to hit the gas station. And it was open.
I'm glad it was open because I needed gas. Oh, jeez.
Take
Apparently,
our
I'm yawning constantly right now for some reason.
Yeah, you need to not do that.
I yawn all the time anyway, but for whatever reason, right now, it's just a lot worse than it normally is.
I'll just start hitting this. Be like, don't yawn.
All right.
That's
So we got
use
lots of things to talk about. Lots of things to talk about. So
You're
let's
welcome.
see if we can actually get through them or not. So let's go ahead and start sharing some screens, bringing it up, and let's talk about it. First things first. Well,
so funny story.
Trump won.
So when I ordered this shirt from Crowder's thing, it said small mini flag. So I'm thinking like something you put on your desk, you know, one of those tiny flag poles you put on your desk, something like that. So I open up the first thing, and I did a unboxing video on this actually. I open up the flag because I thought that was going to be the smallest thing in there. No, it was about as small as one of those squares you see where the creases are, but then it just kept unfolding, and I was like, oh, this is a full blown flag, and it is on my wall.
Yep, it's somewhere back there behind the green screen.
And I know for a fact one of my maintenance people is hard left, so he's going to have a heart attack once he steps in thinking that I got like ammo dumps hidden in my apartment or something. You know what I should do? I should be like, how you doing, boy? Welcome to my apartment.
Just traumatize the guy.
Oh yeah,
poor guy. You're just gonna be like, this is MAGA country now.
I should get a
rope around his neck and hit him with bleach.
I should get a doormat that says "Welcome to MAGA country."
Yeah, you do that at like -2 degrees outside because we know that's when all the MAGA people go out hunting.
Of course, every polar vortex. That's how we roll.
Especially in the middle of the city like that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but seriously, let's get into the real news. Path of Exile 2 is going to be entering early release next week.
So we're not going
And,
to touch on anything else tonight, are we?
Listen, me and Chad sat down, we watched this whole thing, and after we got done with it, I was like, we should have streamed that entire thing. Because we were commenting during the whole thing. Nobody recorded it. Nobody streamed it.
I didn't think about that.
You're watching this, geeking out about this damn thing, and not one of us thought to stream the damn thing, because it's not like we were doing anything else.
No, we were just chilling.
We're just chilling, drinking something, watching the thing, talking about it. But anyway, Path of Exile 2 is coming out soon for early release. If you want to go catch up or go jump onto that bandwagon, it's about $30 on Steam. But yeah.
Yeah, and
Diablo is, or Blizzard isn't taking it very well.
Really? I don't know about that. I didn't hear about it.
Apparently, like their director or head of whatever for Diablo 4, I can't remember what the hell his name is because he's not really worth it anymore. But anyway, he did a tweet not that long ago, like right after this, because they had their campfire like an hour prior to this thing, and then this went live.
Then Grinding Gear Games just drops that big dong on the table.
Pretty much, like Blizzard came in and was like, "Hey, we're doing some minor changes here and there, and blah blah blah, and yada yada," and nobody showed up for it. And then Grinding Gears came in, unzipped, just dropped a massive thing on the table there, and was like, "What do you think about this?" But they were very salty about it because he came out, and I can't believe he said it either. Because he was like, can we maybe make it commonplace for when people have a game that is similar to Diablo to call it Diablo-like?
No.
Kind of like
it's ARPG.
What?
And I'm just sitting here thinking, tell me you've never played ARPGs without telling me you've never once in your day played in the ARPG scene at all before you took the job at Blizzard and started working on Diablo. This is like the easiest way to tell you shouldn't be developing or part of the development of this damn game.
Yeah. Real quick,
the idea of Diablo-like has been commonplace for over a fucking decade.
Yeah, it was the gold standard to compare to till now. By the way, Zio pointed this out, and I got to correct myself, bastard. So I was commenting that I get where Meg's coming from by not liking the reduction of resistance stats when you get so far. But Zio was like, well, they all do that. And I was like, wait, what?
And I just wanted to get to
no,
that.
You're good. So essentially, Diablo 1 did it when you went to higher difficulties. Diablo 2 did it when you went from normal to...
I don't know if Diablo 1 did it because Diablo 1 is such a vastly different game from the second one.
It might be they just ramped up the damage
standard.
But Diablo 2 did it for sure. Where if you go from normal to nightmare to hell, and D3 did it.
Wait,
so.
But that's not exactly the same as you're playing in this specific way, and then you beat a boss, and then your stats all get nuked.
No, that's what happens.
That's exactly what happens. What it is the resistance stat. It's not your normal stats. It's just resistance stats get nuked. And if you want to play from normal to nightmare in Diablo, you take a 30% hit to your resistance stats. If you want to go to hell difficulty, it's another 30% on top of that. Going to nightmare, I'm pretty sure it probably does something too. I just don't quite remember.
Well, it goes normal, nightmare, hell,
or whatever. Torment, I guess is what it was.
That's a new one. They added that in
D3 and D4, and I just haven't played them enough to know what they do to you anymore. That was a standard thing. And then in Path, they actually give a lore reason for why you take the damage instead of replaying Acts 1 through 4 at reduced resistances.
I mean, is that like but you said if you change from one difficulty to another, if you start playing on Nightmare all of a sudden or something like that, right?
Well, yeah, because that's how you progress through
The
the game.
difficulty is built into Path of Exile.
Yeah. It's just they have a lore reason for those mechanics instead of.
Yeah.
Do they do it twice?
Yes.
Well, it's garbage then, and I hate it. I
think
mean,
it's
that's
twice.
fine. I mean, they can do it. I don't like, hey, I just beat a boss. Hey, all my stats suck now. And all the in-game stuff is basically impossible, so I have to go grind.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not trying to sell you on it, Meg. I'm just saying, like, I feel bad because, like, I was like, no, Diablo didn't do that. And I'm like, wait, yeah, they did.
Yeah, it's just a staple of the genre. But anyway, games coming out. Diablo 4's guys are all up in arms over it because, Path of Exile 2 is coming out. Diablo 4, sorry. PoE 2. So their PoE-like game just isn't as good anymore.
Now they're just PO'd.
Yeah, and they've actually, what I really like is the fact that it seems like they've done a lot on the accessibility for PoE 2.
Yeah. Well, should we just
without actually diminishing the challenge, which is very nice because it's hard to balance that fine line.
Let's hit play.
Well, I wasn't going to sit here and watch through the whole thing.
We wound up watching like a whole thing last time, so
yeah. I thought you were looking for something in particular. That's why I was like,
oh no, I just wanted to comment about that one guy, losing his ever-loving mind and letting the rest of us know he's never actually played in the ARPG scene in his life.
Yeah,
to know what he's talking about. Yeah, he's overseeing the development of an ARPG. Yeah, it's not a good look, Blizzard. It really isn't.
There's plenty of not a good looks going on tonight.
But yeah, Path 2 is coming out soon. I'm super excited about it. So I've been playing Path again, getting ready.
I'm being patient.
He's being patient and not touching anything. But anyway, let's move on. So what is this? Something about Borderlands.
Randy Pitchford did it good. I was shocked. Just read it. It describes itself.
Caleb is cool. Legit gamer who knows Borderlands inside and out. I'm glad he got the chance to play. I'm praying he makes I am praying he makes 2 when
makes it 2.
I am praying he makes it. He makes 2. It says he makes 2.
I know it's called a typo. Contextual clue.
Makes it 2 when we are done.
Makes it 2 when we are done. Thanks, Internet, for signal boosting Caleb's story. Terminally ill fan is able to play Borderlands 4 early. Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. Okay. And he says it's amazing. See, that's the part where I'm just like, so what if we think it's crap? Like,
well, listen, it's a kid who's about to die, right? And he loves Borderlands. I'm not going to knock him for it.
I'm not going to knock the kid. I'll knock the game all day long. But
yeah, I mean,
reflection on the kid.
We can rip the game apart later, but he got to play his beloved franchise.
Yeah, you just feel kind of bad, like. But the kid said it was good. Like, yeah, I know, but he was wrong. Yeah, this is awkward.
Your terminal illness does not excuse bad taste in games.
This is true.
Yeah. So that's nice. I'm glad they did that for him because that is something that has been missing from gaming for a hot minute.
Human
like this.
Humanity.
Yeah, humanity. Right. I mean, it's been lost in gaming for a while. I remember back when Blizzard, when they had humanity in them. There was a terminally ill kid, and he voiced a character and everything. And he, last time I knew, was permanently in the Barrens as a Torn to help feed his dog or something at the time. And I was afraid because the new wave of Blizzard is purging everything that was previous Blizzard or certain people from Blizzard they didn't like. I was really afraid they were going to remove him, so I hope he's still there because they're ideological zealots over there at Blizzard these days, and they don't care the reasoning behind the thing. They just want to purge it because it went in them. So I'm hoping it's still there because it was a nice gesture. But we've been missing this kind of things from gaming for a while, so it's nice to see it when it happens.
Honestly, I was kind of expecting this a little later because we got a lot of black pill shit.
Yeah, well,
we got a lot of good stuff too. We got some white pills.
Where I clicked on it and it popped up. So let's move on to Dead by Daylight receiving a cosmetic for horror icon. Wait, what?
What?
Basically, this Japanese
about getting an overhaul in visuals, but
fans discovered that Jinju Ito collection is coming to asymmetrical horror game Dead by Daylight. The new series of cosmetics includes multiple iconic characters from Ito's horror stories. Characters include Tomie, Soichi, Miss Fuchi, and more. You can check some of them out below. Okay.
Oh, Miss Fuchi, how you doing?
She will slice you in two, my dude.
Yeah, so will every other woman.
Not worth it. The dredge is a tunneling spirit.
From my understanding, this is skins for pre-existing characters, like that one right there. Yeah, the trickster.
Yeah. We haven't played Dead by Daylight in a while.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Really? I enjoyed Dead by Daylight.
I enjoyed it, but I got so burnt out.
Why? Was it just repetitive, or
it just?
Well, it is in a way because it's a horror game, right? You 4 survivors versus 1 killer. The killer's job is to kill you. You have to repair generators and get out.
To be fair, hang on. It's 1 versus 4 or 2 versus 8.
Oh yeah, they did do that. Oh, new mode, didn't they? We haven't played that. I wouldn't mind trying that. But anyway, that'd be interesting. And,
yeah, because
it's a lot of fun.
7 more pugs.
I find it a lot of fun. Now,
more.
some of the people you get teamed up with may not be, they
might be brain dead.
They may be brain dead, but that's fine because as long as half your team is working, you could probably get out.
Even Mike Myers looks at some of these guys like, oh, there's nothing in there for me to eat.
But, it's a fun thing. It's a cat and mouse kind of style game. They've got all these different killers. They all have different things. Like, for instance, Michael Myers, he's in the game. And, his deal is to essentially sort of stare at you until he gets enough stacks to be,
He charges up if he stares at somebody. And then when you get like max stacks and you pop them, people will know that your ass is coming because it will play the Halloween theme song.
Yeah.
It is glorious.
You get like all this different little text to help you out, abilities and things, tools to help survivors out and stuff. Like one of my favorite killers is Suki.
The ring.
Who's the ring chick?
Sadaka,
I can't remember her name.
Sadaka, I think.
Sadaka. Anyway, the girl from the ring. And the map will now have television sets all over the place. And the survivors can disable them, by watching the thing or whatnot.
The video. They can pick up the video and watch it. They can pick
it up and put it in and watch it, and it will disable different TVs and stuff like that. But she can then teleport using the TVs too.
Also, the thing is, if you do watch the video, you gain curse counters. And if it goes up max, I think it's if it goes up to max, then I think Sadaka can see you wherever you're at for X amount of time.
Yeah. So, it's an interesting game if you haven't played it. I enjoy it. I wouldn't mind going back and replaying it again.
I would like to play it with friends. Like, if we can get 4 people together, or 5 technically, because one's a killer. I would love to do that.
We can play against killers.
Well, I'm saying playing against, like, public, it's just, I don't know. It's not bad. There's no voice, really. You can turn that off immediately. And I don't know. I've been not in a competitive mood at all.
He stopped wanting to play competitive stuff. And we played a lot of this.
We did. And here's the thing. I'll probably come back to it at some point. It's just, I don't know.
I don't know. Cat plays it every night, so. And my kid plays it a lot too still. But anyway, so let's move on. They're getting costumes. Woo. Dead by Daylight. There's not a lot going on, is there, Chad?
Dude, yes, there is. Kiss my ass. I spent all week gathering this stuff. You can kiss the fattest part of my Trump shirt wearing ass.
So, Meg, how does it feel to be sued?
Well, it's not me specifically, but at this point, I mean, we're robbed daily, so it's whatever.
So California is being sued for free speech censorship laws by Rumble.
And I welcome them to sue my state, and I hope they win.
Quick, there's also another part of that.
Okay.
No. You don't got to scroll down. I'm just going to tell you. It might be the next tab even. But Rumble's not the only one doing this.
Oh, yeah. Alliance Defending Freedom. It's right there. It is the next tab.
Yep.
Yeah, this one here.
Today, on behalf of Rumble Video, we filed a federal lawsuit challenging California Governor Gavin Newsom political censorship laws. Besides policing online speech and parody, California wasn't that overthrown? Anyway, California's laws also force large platforms like Rumble to act as the government's censorship police and remove such content from their sites. Rumble is one of the few large online platforms standing firmly against government censorship. We're proud to stand with them. ADF is also representing the Babylon Bee. Yes! And California lawyer Kelly Chang Rickert. Of all the names that I mess up on, is that one. And a similar lawsuit against California. Yeah, California needs to get sued.
So what did California actually do? Because I missed that, apparently.
Well, they stepped in a hornet's nest. That's for damn sure.
Well, you can click on that and maybe we can find like what the specific law is. But I know that Newsom got all up in his feelings over when Elon Musk put out that video. That was
Which one?
It was so Mr. Reagan made a video mocking Kamala. It was done with AI, and Elon Musk retweeted it, and Gavin Newsom said something, and Elon kind of came back at him with something childish, kind of like, well, it's this was done by Professor D's nuts or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. We were just sitting there like, this is a good timeline. So
this really has. We went through the Overton window now, and sunshine on the other side.
Yes, and that's it. AB 2655, defending democracy. So he got so butthurt. He tried to have AB 2655 pass, and it did pass. He signed it, but then a court was like, "Yeah, dude, no,"
because it was too vague. The language was way too vague. I remember it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm protecting democracy against election disinformation.
I loathe that so much because of the fact that they feel like
this word right here kills me.
Yeah.
Because they use it all the damn time for everything.
Well, it's getting tossed out of courts now because it's too vague.
Because disinformation doesn't say jack shit anymore because they just title it onto everything. Everything is disinformation unless it comes from you and it's approved by you.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is that they're just wanting to be the arbiters of truth. They're wanting to be the ones who are able to filter through information for you, the stupid pleb, and tell you what is true and what is not true.
Let's be real. They want to be the 1984 party.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is people like this always assume that they're going to be the ones in charge and not the people that are being ruled over and having the information distilled down for them. Because
you would think they would have learned that by now because what was it that they had done? I forgot what it was that they had enacted, and the Republicans were like, "You don't want to do that. We don't want to do this. Trust me, you don't want to do this."
Oh, you mean when they got rid of the? I think I don't know if they got rid of the filibuster, but basically they made it to where a simple majority in the Senate can approve a judge. So
maybe that's what it was. And then the Republicans came back like 8 years later and was like, "By the way, since you did this thing, we're going to go ahead and do this now." And then the Democrats were like, "No, you can't do that." And it's like, you guys fucking made it. They told you not to do it. You did it anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, that was I mean,
was
Glitch
Obama.
McConnell did in fact warn them. He said, "If you do this, you're going to regret it," and he
Yep.
wasn't wrong. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't even
they
try.
should
I don't
definitely
even
sue
practice
over
that,
it.
but I feel good about it.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, it sounded like a stroke victim.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh no,
Did
Meg.
good with that one.
No, I will say this. Fuck Mitch McConnell, but he was right in that instance. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you can be more or less right or more or less wrong. Like, I think that he's a swamp monster, but yeah, he's right about some things, and he's less wrong than like Chuck Schumer per se.
yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, so
And,
I totally
free
hope that they
speech.
win, and I really hope that this gets tossed out. I mean, this dude is such an arrogant hat. I mean,
Same thing.
Hey Meg.
Yeah.
Do you think he's trying to rush through this so we can go back to that video?
Yes, I do. He's just sitting there like blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. We understand it. Now let's move on. Like, no, we gotta mine it, man. Mine it.
Through anything. Anyway, so yeah, it would seem that California is infringing on your First Amendment rights. Not only are they trying to always infringe on your Second Amendment, but they're going for your First Amendment, all that good jazz. And we now have Babylon B Rumble video fighting back. So yeah,
I think the Daily Wire might jump on that too. Maybe
that would be
awesome.
awesome.
It says it has an exclusive, but that and the ADFL.
Yeah.
But yeah. And they should, because California, honestly, if you guys fell into the ocean, I wouldn't be,
You know what?
I would check to make sure you and Thomas were okay.
No, at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm good with Jesus. I understand.
You guys got a raft.
I absolutely understand.
The rest of the state, we could do without the cities need to fall into the ocean.
Okay, I know this is late. But in regards of catching up to Zio's game here.
Gotcha, bitch.
The problem is I didn't add any of this stuff to the mind, and I haven't looked at anything all week because I've been very busy.
Oh, we had Thanksgiving this week, so I get that. And honestly, a lot of it was supplemental.
I didn't get a chance to look into anything like I normally would have.
Well, a lot of it was supplemental to this lawsuit thing, but there's some other stuff too.
Well, all right. But yeah, so California is getting sued, which is awesome. You love to see it. Can't wait for him to get beat down by it.
I need to get your sound effect.
Got a sound effect go?
No, I said I need to actually get a cheer sound effect so that when we have stuff like this, it's like, yay! Like the generic canned stuff from the 1940s.
Get on the right side of history, damn it.
I hate that phrase so much.
Listen, right now we're on the right side of history, apparently. So, although I hear they're upset, saying that apparently Trump didn't win the popular vote now.
Well, so what they're trying to do is they're saying that he didn't win it by as much. They're saying, well, it was the smallest amount, and I'm like, yeah, because
but there's also like 7 million votes or 8 million that just never got materialized like they did last time too. So
that's what they're doing now. They're printing votes so that they can make it look less.
Yeah, so they're trying to say that for some reason this isn't a mandate. I'm like, dude won all the swing states, my guys. Like the thing is that the game in American politics is not about the popular vote. The popular vote is sprinkles on your cake, Yeah. And if you don't have a cake, you just have sprinkles.
But see, they want something to bitch about. That's what it is. Like they want something that they can just be like, well, see here, the chart says.
Yeah.
But the chart says you also had like 8 million votes materialize out of nowhere.
Yeah.
For a candidate that, for whatever reason.
Well, they are flipping seats in California, so even though the state went further red, somehow these seats that were red are somehow flipping. So
because they were printing ballots, of the different graveyards for 22 days after counting.
Yeah. And, it's funny that a lot of people on the left are like, should we have a recount? I'm like, bro, I want a full out audit of every state. Every state. Even the
yeah.
ones that
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. I think we won. No, I want all of them audited.
They
Absolutely.
need to. They really do.
I think that
I
we need to.
saw
I think that we need to not be so suspicious of our own elections. Like this does not make for a good populace. Even if it turns out that somehow Kapala won, if you were able to prove to me that this was actually done on the up and up, I'd be like I'd be secure with that. I'd be like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a lot of gold, but
here's the reason they were upset is because throughout the past 4 years that Biden was president, there were legal battles fought all 4 years to update the voter rolls. That's why they couldn't really do it in Michigan and stuff, because they tried to do it in Michigan, but they realized their voter rolls were updated, so they couldn't just claim.
Well, I mean, they had courts like 3 months prior claiming you can't purge your voter rolls within like 3 months of the election and bullshit like that.
Yeah, but that got overturned.
What the fuck are you people spoking? That is the time to fix your rolls if you haven't done it already.
Yeah, that's imminently. So
that's like there should be no reason for you to be removing people who aren't legally there or who have died from your roll.
Yeah,
but no, I saw a chart. I think it was on Reddit where they had like the list of all the people who voted by number and stuff, and then you can see where Biden won.
Yeah,
and it had that sharp incline in the blue over the red.
Yep.
And then for this last election came back down to normal, and then it rose just about where it normally would have been.
Yeah.
To normal for red versus blue voting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the people in Reddit were commenting on it, talking about how, okay, I think we actually did cheat that one.
Yeah, I remember that. They're like, are we the bad guy? That meme where it's like, are we the baddies?
Yeah.
Vibe going on in there. And it's like, yeah, you don't say.
Like, we've only been saying it for 4 fucking years.
But anyway, I digress. So let's see. Obsidian is having some issues. I did hear something about this. Isn't Obsidian coming out with a new game?
Yeah, it's called Avowed, and now
that's the Avowed we were looking at, right?
Yeah, and now it's Disavowed.
That was a good one.
I totally stole that.
What did you have me look up for Avowed again?
I think it was. No, it wasn't that. I didn't have you look up anything for Avowed. It was a different game.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Is Avowed out yet, or
no? No, they just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar.
No, isn't that the game who came out and said "suck it, chuds" or something?
Yeah. The art director.
Obsidian was just like, yeah. You know what? Let's actually read this real quick. Obsidian and Valve are in deep trouble. Elon is posting that Obsidian's art director potentially illegally hiring practices tagged Microsoft CEO Matt Hansen, Avowed art director, has become an extreme liability for the studio.
Yeah, they need to, like, I don't usually call for people to get fired, but this dude has broken the law. He needs to be out if they want this to do any numbers.
See, the pronoun game, Avowed is cooked. Microsoft should not tolerate DEI activists, of course. Let's see. This is illegal. Microsoft's gaming director is excluding rights from being hired to... Yeah, that sounds about right for a lot of these people.
Yeah.
All of the new hires are unqualified queer and black people because the company's executives have an explicit mandate against crusty old white dudes. See, the thing is that I know that they're trying to, quote unquote, help the unfortunate black folk. But the thing is that it's insulting because of the fact that if you are good and you happen to be black, everyone's going to look at you askance. Everybody's going to think that you're just there because you check a box, not because you're awesome. And the thing is that it's against white people, which is not fair. And then it takes away every good accomplishment of a black person. This is
you want to hear something? You want to hear something really messed up?
What?
I'm not going to name them because I still like my job. But the client we work for, yeah, one of the managers was talking to me. He was frustrated because they've been trying to hire, and he's like, "Well, HR won't let us hire people that are good for the position. They want us to." He basically told me that they're not hiring white people. Like HR won't let them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's when you wipe out your HR department and get a new one. Anyway,
Or you just wipe out your
Smash
HR
here pretty
department
much
and just
sums up what I have to say about this stuff is, they need to get, there needs to be a harsher penalty
That's a good point.
for violating labor practices and stuff like this. When you're going out of your way to what's the law I'm looking for?
Discriminatory laws.
Something like that. Yeah. When you're actively violating discrimination laws and stuff.
And when you're
I
this
think
bold,
we should definitely be doing something harsher than here's a $1 million fine for your multi-billion-dollar company. It's like, no, the people who handed this mandate need to be tried, sentenced, and thrown in jail for the crimes that they have committed at this point. Because these fines to these companies aren't enough.
yeah.
They're just going to keep doing it. Oh, we got fined another 10 million today. Okay, no problem. Here's $1 billion. Go take care of it and put the rest in the war chest for the next fine.
Pretty much.
Something needs to actually be done. Let's see, what do we got here? Art director of Obsidian Entertainment. Thoughts of my own.
That's what he posted.
Reminder to black artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews or job advancements. My DMs are open.
is this a white dude?
Yeah, the self-hatred.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it if he is.
And
But-
that's the thing. It's always
that also seems to be the thing. Is it's always
I'm the one good white guy. So all the other ones after me, they're bad. But keep me. Don't throw me because I'm a good one. I'm a real one. It's so gross.
yeah, they're doing that whole I'm
White
white
savior
I'm the problem,
bullshit.
Apparently, yeah, it's white savior complex, that sort of thing. And it's ridiculous. It really is. But I honestly think that they need to have harsher penalties for that sort of thing.
I legit thought about applying, and when they deny me,
So
yeah, talk to the lawyer. Free money.
Well,
yeah.
at this junction, if you're going to apply as black.
And then say you identify as black.
Yeah, and then say you identify as black, and then
You
walk in there
identify as a black woman.
I come in there with fake boobs and blackface.
Oh my god!
Well, actually, I might not need the fake boobs, but
Just wear what is it? What is it?
Oh, well,
called?
then you can
It's called
check the
man
trans box if you do that.
oh,
Yeah.
hit all the bullshit.
Hit all the bullshit.
Put a
You go
little
in there,
tiny bow on
go
top.
in there with the
tape it on.
beard, the fake tits, mini skirt.
No panties. And if they ask, I'll say I also identify as Scottish.
I'm done with this timeline sometimes.
All right, Season
So-
4 isn't finished yet for Palworld, and we have some exciting news about the next update coming
I
very
hate
soon.
this.
But first, we want to tell you about something happening in 2025. Palworld X Terraria?
Terraria. Yep.
Terraria.
Terraria?
Oh,
More info coming soon.
so I want to point this out.
Okay.
What are they doing? I want to see
I
it.
swear I cannot escape that fucking eyeball. Every game I play, we're doing a Terraria crossover. Then I get mauled by Mr. Teeth for an eye pupil here.
Oh, the upper right corner?
Yeah, I love Terraria. It is one of my favorite games. I love Palworld. So I'm excited for this, but also they said it's like in December, and guess what we're doing in December? Not this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you
Well,
not
we'll
find
check
time
it
to do
out.
both? I mean,
Uh,
it is holiday season, so.
Do
you
they
know.
have a link to an article or anything anywhere?
no, this is just the announcement. Like they don't have
Okay.
anything.
But yeah,
deeper.
Palworld, of course, is still going through its legal troubles with Nintendo because Nintendo's dicks.
I heard from a lot of people that Nintendo is hemorrhaging a lot of players now because of this move.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
People,
But
myself included, have been mocking
Palworld
Nintendo.
has been going up and up. They released on the PlayStation not that long ago. It's got this Terraria thing going on, and they're getting ready to release a brand new island to add to the map that's even bigger than, I guess, the last one they added.
6 times.
6 times bigger than the last one. Maybe we might be able to get ourselves to the tree. Maybe. I mean, we tried once. Didn't make it, but...
What happened? Was it just beyond reach?
Yeah, you and me tried. It was beyond reach. It was out there, but, you know...
It was this background kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, but it's part of the main story of Palworld, so eventually I'm sure it's going to play a part somewhere.
All of a sudden we see Goku there, and it's like, the Tree of Might!
It's big enough to be.
I know, but maybe that's going to be a crossover.
Oh, but yeah,
That'd be awesome.
This is nice. Palworld's still shooting for the stars and has gone beyond it, and Nintendo's just begging to catch up at this point.
Yeah.
Nintendo is just frothing at the mouth at Palworld's success. And I just really hope they don't bleed them out.
I mean, the problem with Nintendo is that they actually need to come out with big things that will actually inspire people. I mean, they haven't come out. When was the last time they came out with a good Pokemon?
The Game Boy?
People would say Black and White 1 and 2.
Yeah. I mean, they keep doing like versions of Mario games, but I mean,
I don't mind that because it's like a staple, right? That's what you give your kid when they're first starting is those Mario games. Then you graduate them into the Zelda titles and stuff like that.
But the thing is, the Zelda titles are few and far between. The Marios they have more of, but like Zeldas, they don't come out very often.
Pokemon wouldn't be that bad if they actually put some care into the damn game.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that they don't have...
I know there's a lot of people out there, they'll sit there and say, it's the same damn thing all the time, and it sucks, and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other, but then they keep playing the damn games. The new ones
don't do that.
Come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, when you sit there and you listen to them complain about it, it's like, then why do you keep playing it at this point?
Okay, wait a second.
The formula works because it's enough to bring you back in every time they release a new game. I think what the problem is the fact that they don't actually spend any time actually innovating on the game. Like, there's 1,001 things they can do to Pokemon to make it better. Like, for instance, they released 3 Pokemon games practically close to each other. You had, what was it? I guess Sword and Shield and Legend Arceus, and then Let's Go Eevee or something like that. I think all those came out generally around the same time, and they were all done by like 3 different studios, which was weird.
Okay.
For a Pokemon game. Well,
before we jump from this, there's a particular one I want you to cover after this.
Okay.
Because it leads into it.
Throw it in the private chat.
Well, so to your point, my
it's
thought,
the Niantic one.
Okay.
So to your point, my thought is just basically when you were saying that Nintendo's kind of going down, I mean, they don't have a whole lot of things that are proprietary to them that people are actually interested in and would pay the dollary dues to do. They have a couple of IPs. One of them is Pokemon, another one is Mario, the other one is Legend of Zelda. I don't know if they have any others. None that I can really think of. I guess Donkey Kong.
They do, but they just kind of let the stuff sit and then get mad if anybody does anything worth a damn with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you have a certain number of IPs, you cannot stay static. You have to keep putting things out. You have to keep innovating. You have to take care of them, or you have to make new things. Those are your options, or you're going to die. People will move on and they will play other things. You know, a lot of these games, they're not live service games where you play them in perpetuity. These are games that you play. They're mostly one-offs, except for the fighting games, I guess. But yeah, these are, you know, kind of one and done games, you know. It's going to go down. So you have to keep coming up with things, or you need to get on that live service train. But they're
Palworld struck that balance.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Pokemon can be that thing. It's just they won't. What I was trying to get at is they had 3 different companies essentially do these games, right? Let's Go Eevee was a remake of the originals, except for some asinine reason somebody wanted to bring in the Pokemon Let's Go or Go catching mechanics into it. So that turned that into a one and done game for most people.
Yeah, well,
Because,
that gets infinitely worse.
I mean, their whole thing was to capture onto the Let's Go craze at the time. And I got that, but you destroyed a beautiful game as a result. Could have been a great Pokemon game. That's the worst part about it. Then they had Arceus, which whoever did that, I think the thing I hear the praise about for that is the world itself. It's beautiful. It looks great. It's cluttered, like it has stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to things like Scarlet and Violet. It's got an open world. There's absolutely nothing really in it. Other than, like, you can't walk 5 feet without tripping over a Pokemon because somebody doesn't know how to properly ratio things. There's no real clutter. The trees look pathetic. The foliage looks pathetic. The whole thing looks horrible.
I heard the
Meanwhile,
render.
you've
If I
got,
remember
like,
right, the render distance was
you know,
bad too.
you've got a Zelda game that can have a large open field that looks way better than Pokemon does. And there's no excuse for it.
In fact, fun fact about the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, other developers do not to this day know how in the hell they program that to stream so well. Seamlessly
like
transition.
Grab the people who did Tears of the Kingdom and stuff, bring some of them over to Pokemon and help them out, because that was one of the things. They were like, well, it's a huge open world map and there's no loading screens. That's why we can't do any of these details. And it's like, look at Zelda over there. Yeah. They've already done it.
They did that in a cave.
And they added a cave.
Well, it's
my gosh, the cave.
It's like they did that. Tony Stark made this and he was in a cave. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. And, when they can, streamline things like breeding Pokemon and making them competitive, because they want their competitive scene to be a thing. The problem is Nintendo refuses to enforce their fucking rules.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, if you're going to go ahead and let ginning be a thing, you might as well just make that accessible in-game for everybody at this point. Oh. If you're not going to actually do anything about it. But that's supposed to be your competitive scene, yet you've got a whole tier of people who have ginned their mons versus absolutely everybody else. And the ginners are always at the top of your leagues because nobody else can do the thing because they need to gin it to be on competitive level.
Yeah, they need alcohol. They need gin.
So that's what the problems is with Nintendo and Pokemon. But anyway, what you want me to bring up next? You didn't link it.
Well, I didn't link it because it's in the Solma, Niantic.
But fine.
There's 3 of them. Which one do you want me to
link them in the?
Okay, you know what?
Private chat right here in StreamYard, so I know which one I'm pulling.
I'll link all 3. There's the first one.
Okay. Flip.
Oh, there's only 2. I thought there was 3. Okay. It's a video.
Alrighty. So let's move on to this. This is diabolical, apparently. Niantic uses Pokemon Go player data to build AI navigation systems.
So Pokemon Go was a scam? Niantic just announced that they have been taking the data from Pokemon Go and using it to build one of the largest geo models for navigation ever. And so basically all the people who've been playing Pokemon Go over the years have been free geo navigators. And they would, when they wanted something to be geolocated or pictures of an area to be taken, they would put Pokemon in those areas so people would go out there and take the pictures and navigate the areas, all while being tracked by their GPS navigation devices.
Doy.
That's crazy. That's thinking.
Okay, so I don't see the problem with this. Duh.
Okay, no. Okay, one, there is a problem. because that is an actual job
Mhm.
that none of the people that did it got paid for.
It's not a job if you didn't apply for it.
Well, I think that
That's free labor, dude. Like, I don't know how
Well,
you cut it.
No,
That was
no. You played a game. You caught your Pokemon. You got your dopamine fix. You were paid in fun.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this if people knew. My problem is that people probably didn't. It seems skeezy, it seems diabolical, and it is kind of it probably is somewhere buried in the terms of service. Yeah, we reserve the
I got
right
that
to,
answer if you want.
but the thing
It's not in the terms of service, but there was
Well,
a
it doesn't have
second.
to be.
No, there was a second thing
box that you have to click or something.
about the geolocation
Mhm.
stuff, and it didn't directly say it, but it says they have access to, and that's how they're going to get around it.
But access to is not the same as using it, you know?
Oh,
You
see,
have you have
it's
access to a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that you're going to use it for something else and you're going to store this information.
Well, yeah, of course they're going to. That's like, I feel like this is kind of like one of those maybe common sense things. You're playing a game that uses geolocation. Naturally, it's going to have access to your geolocation to do it. You give it access to that. If they have other projects where they're going to be utilizing that geolocation, unless there's a law that specifies that they have to tell you that, they're going to use it, just like Google has been doing it for over a decade at this point.
But
Anything we fed into Google, Google has used in all its proprietary advancements for decades at this
Yeah,
point.
but if you're using it, so I understand that if you're using Google Maps and then they use your geolocation and all that jazz to make Google Maps better, using your Pokemon Go to make a to make a large geospatial model is a whole different thing. You're like, I
also,
didn't sign on for this, and people would just feel used. I feel like this is just going to cause trust issues, honestly.
well, speaking of that,
Yeah.
so I dig into this a little bit. A lot of people are even more pissed at Pokemon and Nintendo, even though this isn't technically Niantic, but people that they're not going to. It's Nintendo. So people are now like F Nintendo for their sleazy practices. I mean, this was the camel that broke the straw's back when it comes to like the trust in Nintendo for a lot of people. Now you got other people that said like pretty much like Zio, who cares? I just want my Pokemon.
Well, most people who played it were like
I don't have
that.
a problem with it. There just needs to be informed consent, and people need to understand what they're doing. I don't like it when you try to sneakily do something or use people in a way. But I mean, there is always the rule, you know, if you're not paying for something, you are the product.
Exactly.
So,
And Zio's right. It is common sense. Like you just said, if you're not paying, you're the product. I knew full well.
But that doesn't mean that it's not skeezy and that it's not gross. And I think it's both of those things. I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm just saying it's skeezy and it's gross and it's.
There might be some legalese in there.
I don't know. I don't find it skeezy or gross because I kind of find it just normal at this point.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. It feels like I don't think that we should be okay with being frogs in a pot. Like
yeah, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm using an extreme example here. Slavery was normal back in the day. That doesn't mean it wasn't skeezy.
Yeah. So I'm not saying it's like slavery or anything like that, of course.
Guys, comment under here real quick. Just I want to highlight it for a second. Oh yeah, the reason I stopped playing was when it was like, hey, go be a creep and take a bunch of pictures of this church you don't go to. Then when I said, yeah, I'll go back, but I won't do that part, they did the weird gender aesthetic update. That's not how any of that went down, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what Patty's talking about there.
Patty there is just trying to feed into the flames and being a dumb. See, they have a thing called Pokestops. You can go to the Pokestop. You can take a picture of the Pokestop and put it on the thing there. Now, they will occasionally give you missions, which you could go do, or you could say, I don't want to do that, by clicking the delete mission button, because they introduced this mission thing where if you go catch like so many Pokemon or do so many nice catches or great catches, it'll give you extra little bonuses and Pokeballs and stuff like that. And yeah, one of those is go take a picture of one of the Pokestops.
Yeah, it just
Chances
seems like
are
they're
the
trying to.
Pokestop already has a picture, so you're not really doing anything extra that it hasn't already been done to begin with. But dude didn't stop playing the game because of that, because that has been commonplace since the game started. The whole gender aesthetic thing happened recently. I think it was this year. And the
Yeah, I think
game
it was
has been
earlier
out
this year.
since like 2016, 14, whatever it was when it came out. So no,
Yeah,
that's not why he stopped playing the game. He stopped playing the game because he got tired of catching Pokemon.
Yeah, it was at least out in 2016 because
Or
that's
maybe
when
the aesthetic
that's
update
when
might have been
Hillary
it,
was able
but
to say her terrible Pokemon go to the polls line.
yeah.
But
And you know,
people don't like feeling used, and I think that they're like, no, I was playing this fun game. Now, if they said, oh, we use this stuff to update the game or make the game better, but if you use it for something different, people will feel used. I would feel used if I played this game. I mean,
play it
huh?
anyway. I play it.
Oh, I'm not saying I wouldn't play it. I'm just saying if I didn't know, and then it turns out that they've been using me and telling me to do these things so that they can collect data and do these other things that I didn't know I was unwitting in being a part of, I would feel used and I would feel annoyed, and I wouldn't trust them, and I'd probably delete the program.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm still in that pot of.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was
We're all at
dumb.
different levels. It's fine.
I mean,
It's
it's
fine,
like,
my sweet summer child. You
you
are
know,
so
when they
young.
came out and they were like, Google's been skimming your data, blah blah, doing this that, and it's like, well, duh. Where have you people been? But
That
maybe
doesn't
it
make it
has more to
okay.
do with the fact that I've worked in the government and the intel side of things, so I'm kind of used to this,
But
which
that
I
doesn't mean it's
also
okay.
kindly
That just
forget
means
that
that you
I've
accept it.
done. So I'm just like, well, yeah, duh. Well, it's a surprise to other people like yourself who may not have realized that that was going on. And of course, you know, the government's also getting info from it too, so you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're not aware that that's what you're doing, you're going to feel used. You're going to feel cheated, you're going to feel tricked. And people don't like that. You know, that causes trust issues. So, I'd like to not live in that kind of world, but unfortunately we do. So,
Yeah, unfortunately. So did Chad have a third one up?
I have no idea.
Let's see. There's more to this video.
100 steps ahead. Creating a game to make people go and do your geo tracking for you so that you can create a mapping service to sell. And they were also making money off the Pokemon game because they were selling people the Pokeballs and the items and the fashion stuff.
Let's see. There's also a bunch of clone games out there too of this now.
No, I'm sure.
Because there's a Jurassic Park one and Monster Hunter has one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are they using your info to make like another mapping service? And the thing is that if it was just obvious that that's what they were doing, that probably wouldn't annoy me as much. But I think that there were a lot of people who were, in a way, I guess you could say, tricked or duped into this. So that's the part I don't like.
It's I was just connecting the two because this did definitely damage the Pokemon brand.
No, I don't know. Was this more or less than the update, the avatar updates? Because that
probably less because this is more in the
I
back.
would say this didn't even ping on anybody's radar. It was the Avatar update when they were like, "Why am I fat now?"
Yep, the Avatar update definitely did a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
So the thing is, I think it depends on who you are, because for me, this would bother me more than the Avatar update, but that's just because I'm more of a freedom-minded person, and I don't
and
like.
You're intelligent, unlike the average Pokemon Go user.
But
all right, so
the aesthetic thing would just bother a normie who's like, "Nah, dude, I wanted to log into my game and play as the character that I made." I mean, both would be annoying, but that one would be a breach of trust.
Here's what Niantic has to say about this real quick. We use player-contributed scans of public real-world locations to help build our large geospatial model. This scanning feature is completely optional. People have to visit a specific publicly accessible location and click to scan. This allows Niantic to deliver new types of AR experiences for people to enjoy merely walking around playing our game does not train the AI. Which means they're using the scanning function, which, of course, again, like I was saying earlier, is something you have to kind of opt in to do.
Well, it's part of the game, but the thing is that
But
if
it
they're
is built
what
into
he's
the
saying
game.
is it makes it sound like it's just to make the game better, and I'm fine with that. If you're using it for something else, that's when it seems kind of skeezy and people get.
Also, it's kind of
I would say
close
it's
to
probably in the terms when you agree to do the scans.
Well, Chad, you've read up on
Because
this.
Chad was saying there was a second thing, and I
yeah.
bet
So
that's
you
what
got
it is.
you got terms of service for the game, and you got terms of service essentially for the geolocation aspect.
Yeah, when you activate that, it gives you a completely different terms to go over, which is probably written in there that they'll use it to train, like Google has. We will use your data to train our AI algorithms. So,
Just why
and
people
then it becomes the
stop
case of people not reading the EULA.
Yeah,
which
that's
happens
what I was
all the damn time too. So,
say. I'm the dude that's reading this shit because I don't do anything for 8 hours a night.
let's see. At Niantic, we pioneered the concept of large geospatial models that
They're
we use.
trying it to sell. That's my thing. I think this isn't going to be used to sell to other companies that do the augmented reality bullshit.
Yeah, probably.
And I don't, and I'll be honest, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's really that malicious.
Well, I mean, when it's locked to a feature that you have to agree to go use, I'm not really that.
Well, let's say
Again, I'm even further behind the whole. Guys, you should have read the EULA.
By the way, what I was,
but it's not doing as
was,
bad as what this guy was describing as.
Yeah, he was a little dramatic.
Because according to, if you can believe Niantic, not saying they couldn't lie, because a lot of companies lie. But if you're to believe what they said, you walking around playing Pokemon Go does not train their AI at all.
And just a heads up, I was trying to say, I read all this before they added the scan thing. So this has been in there since very early on when I played it years ago.
Yeah, the scan thing I'm not really that familiar with. I just know you could take a picture of the Pokestops. So I'm assuming that's a relatively past few years kind of thing. But anyway, did you have
Games
a
that
third
track
thing?
you,
Because you only
kind
linked
of-
me to
No. It was just the two.
Yeah, games that track you just yeah. And
Well,
again, and the
your
thing
phone
is,
tracks you.
if they bury this in TOS and like 3 pages of TOS when you just want to play Pokemon Go with your friends, that feels like a lie. I know that it's not a lie. They're like, well, it was there. Yes, it was there in the fine print. You are correct. But still, people
It's there
feel
on the margin.
It causes trust issues, and the thing is, it's going to damage your brand.
To some degree, yes.
Yeah. I don't know to what degree, but the thing is that there does come a point of no return. I mean, like just like with the MSM, like the mainstream media right now, where they've damaged their brand by bits and pieces, death by 1,000 cuts, and eventually there's the straw that breaks the camel's back, and now their ratings are so low that MSNBC might be sold.
PBS is doing better than MSNBC, by the way. I laughed for an hour
They might
straight.
be getting sold or something, aren't they?
Yeah, but PBS might be not getting
sorry.
any public dollars anymore, thanks to Doge.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. Hallmark is doing better than NBC.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if Elon bought one of these news networks.
He's talked about that.
And let's just say, put Alex Jones. It would be hilarious. Oh, apparently, I was listening that they were trying to force Alex to sell his Twitter account too.
Yeah.
And Elon's like, hold up, that's mine, bitches.
Yeah.
You can't have it. It's like, yeah, this idea of like, you can't really technically sell your Twitter or your Facebook page or anything because it's kind of owned by Meta and Twitter.
I mean, not legally. I mean, I'll tell you this, there are sites where you can buy accounts.
Yeah, I mean, you could go and buy somebody's. There are people,
but to force someone, that's a different story.
Yeah, you know what I think is worse than companies monitoring our shit and stuff? The government.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I am so excited for the
Yep, they do
future.
that too.
I'm so
Anyway.
excited.
So, Niantic over. Let's go to Sunhaven.
It's
Oh,
Sunday.
they're gonna be on the
You
Switch.
added this in
What?
there?
Yeah.
Sunhaven is coming to the Switch, and I can't fucking wait. And it's today. Shit, I'll be back.
He's probably buying that for his kids. No joke.
Buying
Yeah.
it for me.
Oh,
They can
well,
play it if they want, but
Is this game passable? Can you actually like pass it?
pass
Beat
it.
it?
I don't know. I got so far, and then I'm like, I'm bored now. I think there's
yeah,
I think there's a definitive end, but you can continue.
I'm at the end.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
haven't done it. The end is to essentially like appease the dark dragon or fight the dark dragon. And if you do all his altars,
Mhm.
he'll be happy, and then he'll release the darkness. And then he's like, but I'm going to wait here for you to come challenge me anyway. So the end is actually beating up the dark dragon.
Okay.
When you finally do that, that's the end game. That's the end of the game.
Okay.
do you continue on post it?
I don't know because I haven't actually attempted to face him yet.
Okay. I kind of
I'm
figured
sure I
that was
could.
the end, but
I'm sure I could, but I was looking up a thing and people were like apparently writing Reddit guides on how to do it. And it's like, you got to have this and bring a bunch of potions with you because you're going to need them and yada yada. And I'm like, my guy can like look at anything and make it fall over just by staring at it at this point. Do I really need to? I mean, I've maxed out practically everything in the game.
Most people are very impatient, so likely that's like if you haven't overachieved, CO.
Yeah, like me.
But no, I just posted this because I thought we are gaming news. This is news upon gaming, so
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder. I do wonder what that's going to look like with at Nintendo. How much is it selling for on Nintendo Shop? Do you think it's full $24.99 or is it?
I think it's 20. I'm going to say it's
I
probably
don't know.
24.
I would say it's probably 24.
That's so many dollars for this game.
I
I
can
mean, it
check-
is
I
a
can check.
fun little time waster, but
This game isn't even complete, I don't think.
They have been
I mean-
updating it for some time.
Well, see, they added that fourth city. There's no farm down there. There's no reason to really be there after you do the little story thing for it. There's romanceable characters over there. And it's so far out of the way, if you don't teleport to it, you kind of forget it exists.
I forgot that I got the new router, so
I feel like that there should be more to that. And they just haven't added it yet. Oh,
Could
are you
be.
looking it up?
yeah, but I forgot I got the new router, so I got to actually connect my.
Yeah, his password's Trump 2024, by the way.
I wish.
If anyone wanted to hack into his router, there you go. IP is 1.1.1.1.
I will tell you what the name of my network is. Darude Landstorm.
And mine is small thermonuclear device. So,
No, did I get the?
and then when I set up my parents, I set theirs up as FPI security van too.
Oh, years back,
No.
I named mine Flowers by Irene.
very cool.
But I'm sure somebody somewhere has probably seen that and has freaked out. Like, fuck, FBI security van. Start looking out the windows. Is there a van anywhere? do.
Oh, I don't.
Do,
Oh
do,
yeah,
do.
I guess the password. Yay! I got like 20 of them, so you know.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Sorry, I
make
didn't
an
mean
easy
to like
password.
disrail it that much.
No, it's I need to do this anyway. So
You need to
problem
look
is-
up how much Sunhaven costs.
no, I
No,
need to
connect the Switch so
so
it can
cool.
update. I'm sure.
Shut up. The updates. The system update's almost done.
I mean, it's a fun, cozy game. I can't see myself paying $25 for it. I do have fun with it playing, when I'm listening
I
to the
didn't know it
news.
was that expensive. I thought it was cheaper than that.
Maybe
Usually-
you got it when it was on sale.
I'm about to
You
say
probably did.
it's on like perpetual sale, so
Yeah, well, the first time that Chad told me about it, it was not on sale. And he was like, "Oh yeah, come play this game with us." And I was like, "I ain't paying $25 to chop wood and grow crops. Like, it was free back in the day, my guy, like in the Yoville and Farmville days." No.
not the
Yeah,
same.
but now you're out there chopping crops now, so
No, it's not the same. So I'd be willing to spend like $5, $10 on it. So yeah, I did buy it on sale though, and it's good fun to play in that way. So it's perfectly fun.
Okay.
So is that your thing, Chad? You just don't finish games?
Shut up.
I'm just asking. I am curious.
No, not you, Zio.
See, for the person who doesn't want to go and pay that much to chop wood and all that stuff, she sure did put 107 hours on record.
Yeah, sure did. Oh, I'm sorry. I grew up poor, and my father was like, you will squeeze every bit of usefulness out of every dollar you do that you do.
My gosh, you've played about as half the time I have now, because I've got 217 points.
Okay, so it is not. I got news. It is not 24.
What is it? We can't see that. Your thing is in the way.
It's too small.
No, it's the
And
green
it's small.
screen.
The green screen.
Okay,
is,
I'll just say it because
Just say
fucking
it.
green screen. $29.99.
Holy shit! What?
This game is
Okay,
very
I'm gonna
cool,
wait
and
and buy it on sale.
So
it's pretty fun to play. Like I said, it's pretty fun to play, when you're doing something else. Like when I'm listening to the news, this is a fun game to play. I could not spend $25. Screw $30. That's insane. That is absolutely
that really is. Like, guys, Sunhaven, I love you, but
it's very
30
cute.
bucks.
It's
Okay.
very cute. It's very fun. I like the farming.
So guys, I'm gonna defend Sunhaven here.
For $25, go ahead.
Do you think Sunhaven set that price?
Yes.
I don't know.
No, they did not.
I'm not ragging on the company. I'm ragging on the price for that game.
Okay, so the price for that game is
25 or the 29.
Okay, the price of that game is $24.99, but it's on the Nintendo Switch, which means Nintendo Switch
Oh, Nintendo came in and
took a
Damn
cut.
it, Nintendo! Give me another reason to hate you.
Doesn't Steam take a cut? But maybe Nintendo's is larger.
Yeah, but I
mean,
think
still,
Steam
their initial
does
price was
smaller cut.
$25.
Yeah, Steam takes a cut, but it's the lowest between all the companies.
I would assume so. But still, I mean, they initially came out with a $25 price, and I think that's high.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
just
so
saying that.
$30
come
is
on,
very high,
guys,
but
really?
25 is not low.
You released the Switch version and ain't even multiplayer.
They'll probably add that later once they.
That's
get
what
the
they said. We're
framework.
looking into how difficult it is to really, guys. Come
What?
on.
They haven't even figured that out yet?
They figured it out already on everything else, right?
Well, what else is this on other than Steam?
So, actually, I don't know.
But when was this? But when did this FAQ get filled out?
Pretty recently, November 15th.
Let's see.
I mean,
PC,
maybe
Mac.
by the time it went live today, they had this information already.
Oh shit! Sunhaven legitimately is just a Steam only. This is the first console they ported to.
Well, good on them.
Well, good on you, I guess. I'm still.
I mean, it's still a lot for this game.
That's a
But still,
$30 price tag.
whatever, bro. You haven't even finished the game. I don't know what's wrong with you. You just
Who, me? I'm on
No,
the
not you,
doorstep of
Chad.
finishing the. Oh, Chad. Yeah, we don't care about Chad. He never finishes anything.
There's okay.
He
Look,
gets as highly addicted to something and then stops playing it 2 weeks later.
I have a reason.
Yeah, so we can come back to it.
Is it
3
called
years from now.
ADHD or?
I stubbed my toe and was
Oh.
injured in my mind. No, I legit. It is a bad habit of mine.
Well, he's the game hopper, and it's hard to keep him on something, which is why he probably burnt out from DBD because we stayed on it for a hot minute. I wouldn't let him leave.
And well, the thing is, like,
but it was so much fun.
I have so many games that I love to play in spurts. I can't play a game straight where I will get DBD levels of burnout and not come back to it.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
Well, I do, so fuck you.
Yeah, well, he
Maybe
was
you should
playing
put them on like
something
a
else.
rotation and then like
Let's
come
see.
back to the game so you can actually finish them. You know.
Let's see. He's been playing Aerobic Factory, right? Anorexic Factory or whatever.
To be fair,
Abiotic
he play,
factor.
like
What
a
if- what
way
if I-
wider range of games than we do. He
He's-
plays like Power Wash and stuff.
but he's
Hey,
been
don't
playing
you knock my
a lot
power wash.
with
I
me.
got all the unlockables.
And in the meantime, I have played Path of Exile, Stellaris. I beat Bloodstained, played that all the way through. Sunhaven, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and he's been playing 7 Minutes of Hell. So his 2 games, and I played all these other games in the meantime.
I feel targeted right now.
And beat one of them.
Okay, to be fair,
And got pissed off at it because of how lazy it was for them when they did
for
those
the extras, yeah.
Yeah.
That I ain't gonna lie,
pissed
that
me
sucked.
off so bad.
Um,
I rage quit and haven't played since.
So I didn't rage quit, but I did legitimately get lost in like, what am I supposed to do now? And this was very early on in Ritual of the Night. And I was like, I'll come back to this. And yeah. I'll come back to it eventually.
Oh yeah, it's a fun game. Absolutely love it.
So it is a great
If
game.
you're playing as Miriam, which is what the game was created for, fantastic game. Love it. It hits that Castlevania itch. But the extras,
Not worth it.
no, they were not worth.
They were literally
Massive
just
way.
duct taped on. I played a couple games that did what Zio described when he was describing the extras, where it's like you go to fight a boss, but it switches back to like Miriam. It doesn't do this, by the way, I don't think, but it doesn't do anything special with the story if you play as a different character. So
So
it's just
what I was
cosmetic.
expecting was you get to play as Sengetsu, which is a very powerful samurai that you have to face twice as Miriam. And it's one of the first bosses you actually really have to fight in the game, and it's really tough and hard to go through. But once you beat it, anyway, you can play as Sengetsu, and I was like, oh well, this will be cool. Then we'll get to see things from Sengetsu's eyes, see the story from his side, right? And I got to the first boss. There was no cutscene, just dropped right in front of the first boss out of nowhere, and I was like, well, that felt awkward. And then got to the boss with Zangetsu, and Zangetsu charged Zangetsu, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was just the Zangetsu fight again. I was like, "Really?"
Oh, so it's basically just
All
it's almost
you
like
had-
a skin.
You had to do was take the time and remove the other Zangetsu, put Zangetsu in there as you run
Make you fight
through.
Maria.
Yeah,
and then give him a
Miriam.
reason to stop, and then Miriam runs in behind, and then you fight Miriam, and it's like the other side of that fight.
Yeah, it would have been great.
And it
But
would have been great.
It made sense. And
it made sense. Yeah, and no, it pissed me off. Anyway, let's move on to The Witcher 4, which I'm sure is going to be fantastic. So The Witcher 4 enters full-scale production. Cyberpunk 2077 hits 30 million copies sold.
so they say.
Yeah. Oh,
It's entered full scale production. So what do they think that the budget's going to wind up being for this game?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, the majority of its 650 person total development staff. That is ridiculous.
Shit.
Oh wait,
I'm pretty sure this is AAA, right?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I read
is
that wrong. It's currently working on Polaris, and 400 of its. So the company has 650 development staff. 400 of its developers are working on Polaris. But still, I mean,
No, it's still a majority of its staff.
that's a lot of people. And
well, I will say this: CD Projekt Red. I can't talk. I'm a little kid. CD Projekt Red has come out and said that they will not be releasing any more stuff that's broken, and they're adding more people to quality control.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it'll be better. I'll be honest with you. I got The Witcher because it was on stupid cheap sale, like a couple bucks. Mm-hmm. Haven't even touched it, and come to find out that it doesn't play well with newer computers.
Awesome.
So this is what they've got going on right now.
That's why it was super cheap.
Yeah.
So Polaris, is that the name of The Witcher?
Yeah, I think that was the name of The Witcher. It's it's hidden special, whatever it is they were calling it behind the scenes.
So the thing is, I mean, the question just becomes then: are they going to? Is this going to be another niche game, or a game that's just isn't sold as widely? Like, it would be considered to be a success if it were, a smaller development staff. 400 people, well, that's a lot of dollars.
The Witcher 3 was a successful game. People love it. It was a great game. Good game.
Yeah, but I mean, it can be a success, but not a monetary success, depending on how many dollars they spend on it.
But I guess it depends on if it's got DEI rolled up in it, which I've heard it does. So I don't know.
So I've heard things about the guy who's one of the developers on CD Projekt Red, who's he kind of got in a bit of a Twitter flame war with a user who was saying that she wasn't interested in DEI.
Oh, yeah. I think I posted that too. I think that's in here. Not in this article, but like one of the tabs, I'm sure. IGN's not going to say anything bad about their...
Should The Witcher 4 have a customizable protagonist?
Isn't it Gerald?
It's going to be the most milquetoast criticism, if there is any at all, which I doubt there would be. I mean, this is basically paid advertisement.
The problem with The Witcher is what they keep trying to push The Witcher into by completely destroying its lore.
Yeah.
Right? And if 4 comes out and it's a, heaven forbid, gives you a customizable protagonist, and you've got Thing 1 or Thing 2 to pick from.
They'll say, don't worry, Zia, they'll have the scars.
It's going to be probably over for The Witcher at that point.
Well,
it really is.
So here's...
Because women can't be Witchers. It's not even... There's no even a thing in the lore. Like, it is straight up in the lore. Can't be done. They will die if they try to do it.
Yeah, women can't be custodes either, but...
Yeah, no.
Here we are.
So
I think they're trying to
fuck up the TV series.
Oh, don't get me started. Actually, dude, I do not watch TV anymore, but that I actually liked, and then I got pissed. So here's my prediction. They were going to go the route of Veilguard until they saw what happened to Veilguard, and I think now they're pumping more people in to course correct.
Corpse of Concord, and
I'm trying to pause you.
And yeah, so I think that's where that's going to happen. I think they're going to try to course correct. We'll see if it happens or if people try to sneak shit in.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly depends on exactly how sold out, I suppose you could say, or how culty their developers are. Because the people who are just paying for it are just going to say, just make it make money. And if you have true believers on staff, though, who are willing to cut off their nose to spite your face, yeah, they'll
It's
still
going
do
to
it.
tank. Yep.
They'll be like, well, we're on the right side of history, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, The Witcher 3 is still doing decent to this day. So,
How long ago did it come out?
anybody know how many years it's been?
I asked the question.
A lot.
I know. Release dates.
Okay, fine.
Let me look it up.
All right, he's gonna look it up. Yay!
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. 2015.
Oh my goodness!
Release
so
date
9 years.
2014.
There you go. See, I was right a
It
lot.
was later pushed back to 2015, February 24th. Okay, so yeah,
So 9-year-old
2015.
game.
Yep. And
That's
for
not
ni-
live service. Is
for a game that's that old, that is a single player RPG,
Mhm.
it's doing really well.
Yeah.
Um,
So the Witcher lore is based on the novels, though, by whatever his name is, right?
yes.
Yeah, that guy.
Does the Witcher series, the series of books, start following another protagonist, or is it always about Geralt?
I think it's always about Geralt.
Well, then they shouldn't
But-
make a customizable protagonist.
Granted, that was just IGN doing a poll, but
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I yeah, The Witcher 3 continues to sell well, but the thing is that they have to be aware of what the market looks like right now.
yeah.
The Witcher 3 continues to sell well
Let's
because
see.
people know what it is. People have accepted what it is and will continue to get it. But Witcher 4, if they try to, like you said, Chad, if they try to veil guard Witcher, they are going to, I'm assuming at least that they're going to meet with a lot of backlash.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking tank is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Veilguard, so I like I said, I've watched some of the playthroughs, and there's something that's just uncanny about it. It's very immersion breaking. And the thing is that it feels, these people feel very comfortable and like they're happy in their day-to-day lives. And like you and I could literally like be transported to that and we wouldn't be uncomfortable at all. The thing about Dragon Age or something set in that time
It was
period,
dark. It was meant to be a dark.
you're
RPG.
supposed to be you should find it uncomfortable. How people go to the bathroom should be like, ooh, I'm glad I don't live in this time. That should be what you're constantly thinking in the back of your mind, you know? It's just like they're fine with it because that's all they know. But we know this is not okay. Like in Veilguard, there's literally a scene where like this one guy goes to a cafe and has a cup of coffee. And I'm just like, it's like he's sitting out on the veranda in like modern day Italy. It's ridiculous.
Maybe it was designed by a Google employee.
I think it was. It was literally designed by people who don't have imagination and are very comfortable and don't know what it is to want and to be uncomfortable. They couldn't even imagine it. It's very much like a cozy.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that they wouldn't transplant that onto Witcher 4. Witcher 4 is supposed to be gritty, but so is Dragon Age. So
Well, see, the
that's why I never
Witcher
played it. I
book
was like, I don't want to be
series-
here.
I'm familiar with the Witcher games and I've played them, but I've never actually read the book, so I had to look it up. But yeah, the book series is all about Geralt of Rivia and him and Ciri, right?
Mhm.
And his story is intertwined with Ciri, who is a princess who becomes his ward, and then forces of Illithid prophecy. Geralt's destiny is linked to Ciri's, and he becomes her protector and mentor as they navigate treacherous world of politics, magic, and monsters. And Ciri is like a surrogate daughter of Geralt's.
How many
now,
people?
The thing is, I don't know how in depth those books go or how far they go. And I know,
They go all the way.
games series are based loosely, off the books and the stuff like that. And then you got the TV series that also was kind of based off of that, and then they diverged from it.
I mean, the names were the same.
Well,
But
the first season was good, and then they got rid of the star who actually knew the lore and was great at acting, because some pink, purple, blue, whatever freak color hair bitch decided to tank the whole series. I'm mad about that because that was actually an honest to God good series in the first season.
Yeah. But anyway, so when it comes to The Witcher 4, considering there's not many Witchers left, I think, at the time anyway, of 3. Actually, is Geralt like the last Witcher by that point?
I think so.
I don't
think
know
he's
what else
one of
they
the last.
can do other than have it Geralt again, unless they revive
No.
or something.
They're going to have Geralt be the mentor and train your character in DEI practices.
Well, I mean, honestly, The Witcher isn't like Dragon Age in that you're not supposed to be playing another character. You're just playing out Geralt's story.
Yeah.
At the worst, it would be Ciri's story. You're playing a story that actually exists.
Why so serious?
It's not really as much of like choose your own adventure as Dragon Age was. So, I mean, there are less possible rakes and landmines to step on, I would assume.
Yeah, but that's
one of those games that will sell things based off of its name.
Yeah.
So if they fuck it up, they kill the Witcher series.
Yeah.
So
now they would. But I mean, how many series have been
out and sell like Dragon Age did for a hot second? If they fuck it up. So.
But how many series have already been like gutted like this?
A lot.
Well, I've lost track.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just wondering at this point if Witcher going to learn from mistakes of the others.
All right, next.
So. Next, Ubisoft now pressuring Steam to remove player count tracking after historic Star Wars plot.
To be fair,
hang on. There's a community note on this. This wasn't there when I posted it.
I'll look at it here in a second. I'm bringing something up.
There is no evidence to confirm this report. There is only a reference to an alleged Ubisoft insider. The source has already attracted attention several times in the past due to a lack of research, false reports, and statements taken out of context.
Okay, that's a white knight.
Yeah. It's like that meme of like the guy who's jumping in the way of the large corporation. No, leave him alone. All right, we got it.
Opinion.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No, you motherfucker.
What?
I was going to tell you to put several.
Okay. Let me fix this rating. What do you want me to put?
Okay. First off, there's no sources. It's at the top.
Oh, there it is.
I know you're dyslexic, but come on now. Opinion. Because there's no sources. He just believes it's wrong. Biased language.
Let's see. Biased language.
You're hovering over it.
I'm working on it. My thing was tethered.
Other.
Okay.
Because that's funny.
Anyway, so yeah, there has been.
I'm not allowed to do community notes because I got banned for a day.
Oh, well, I got community note access. So Star Wars Outlaw on Steam. Yeah.
Witcher 3 has more players in it.
So here's the thing. It was some Ubi insiders who did release the information that they had been talking about wanting to pressure Steam to remove tracking.
Mm-hmm.
They're also not the only company who has asked Steam to do that.
Yeah, this is going to be like YouTube removing the discount.
Blizzard has not been happy about it. Microsoft majorly has not been happy about it. And Steam, of course, told them to go sit and spin.
Good.
So it's not a unique to Ubisoft, even though this community note wants you to believe that it's a nothing. there actually is people out there at these companies who have pressured Steam recently, like EA and stuff, to not have those numbers publicly available because their games have been shit.
Maybe if EA made a half decent Sims for once.
But anyway, so actually, I am curious now. The Sims 4. Oh wait, wrong 4. Steam charts. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up now, just out of curiosity. So, who wants to take a gander?
It's under 100.
Steam's 4 24-hour peak.
When did it come out?
Less than 100, I bet.
I don't know, several years ago.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about.
It's been a while. They're actually working on 5 now, but
if I told you, let's see, when did this?
We can't see it, so
I know Sims 4 release date. You want to take a gander based on the release date, right?
Well, it's context.
2004, 2005.
Dang, that's like 20 years old.
Yes, The
19
Sims
years
4.
old.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's The Sims 2. I was like, that's wrong.
I was
That's
gonna say,
horrible.
wait a minute.
The Sims 4 was 2014. Sorry.
10 years.
10 years.
It's
So
10
about
years.
the same time as Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is
Yeah.
a little newer.
Yeah. So who wants to take a gander if they have more or less players than Outlaws?
How much did Outlaw have?
2000?
It was
2000 was the peak, I think. Like 2400, I think, was the peak.
Are we talking last 24 hours?
All right. So this is Star Wars Outlaws numbers.
Playing 30 minutes ago. 24-hour peak was 1,900. I'm going to say it is lower.
All right.
No, higher. Higher.
Higher?
Yeah, women.
Are you
Higher.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Within the last 24 hours?
Last 24 hours. How many people have been playing The Sims 4?
I know of women that will play nothing but The Sims. So
Me too.
All right. So what's
I
your
was
guess?
talking to a coworker, and she was talking about her gaming chair, and I got super excited. I was like, "You're a gamer?" She's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, what do you play?" She was like, "Sims." I was like,
Okay. I love talking to women, and they're like, I play Valorant and nothing else. And I'm like, great.
But I mean, at least
Well,
it's
at least
a
they're
first-person
trying.
shooter. That's more legit than Sims.
All right, Meg, what's your guess? 24-hour peak, more or less than Star Wars Outlaw?
I know nothing about Sims except that I won't play it.
A lot of women like it.
All right,
Yep.
fine. We'll say more because like nobody likes Star Wars Outlaws.
All right.
Hang on one second.
Okay, Meg. So, do you think it's over 25,000 or less than 25,000?
What? That's an option?
That's an option.
Let's go above then. Let's get crazy.
Let's get crazy. Okay.
I mean,
Drum
it's
roll,
crazy.
please. Oh wait, Chad's on the phone.
He is on the phone. Anthony,
Sims
so
4.
crazy. This lame
That's right. Better than
relationship
Star Wars Outlaws.
simulator. Just,
Yeah. So
I don't
maybe-
even know how to feel about this.
Was I right? Over? Yes, definitely over. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Suck
missed the
it,
second
nobody.
option.
I would have been here earlier, but I got caught up watching the Making of Band-Aids Christmas documentary. Well, thanks, Distracted. Glad we
Oh.
Hey, distracted.
we're not as
I've
interested
been
as
here
Band-Aids,
earlier, but
guys. We're
I
not
got
as
caught up
interesting as
watching
Band-Aids.
Band-Aids.
Well, I'm sick, so I think I might just look up that documentary after this and
But yeah, the
Curl up
Sims
and
4
die.
has more players than Star Wars Outlaw did.
That's kind of sad. I mean, if I worked on that game and I gave it my all, I'd be kind of depressed.
I mean, I wouldn't be depressed. I'd be absolutely fucking livid
That too.
because somebody done goofed, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, I can't put this on my resume. There goes 3 or whatever years of my life. By the way, did Jim in programming fix that thing? No, he did not. Okay, grab my pitchfork, grab my torch. No, honestly, if I was Ubisoft, heads would fucking roll for this.
Oh,
And I would publicly announce this is not a layoff. This is a firing.
Now, let's see. Star Wars Outlaw has sold for less than 2 million copies across all platforms. Blah blah blah. Yeah, we know that. They have shipped, quite a bit, but they haven't sold enough. But yeah, so that's the thing with the so-called rumors. But yeah, it's across multiple companies. They're not happy with the fact that Steam posts their numbers anymore, and I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the fact that I don't know, a certain game was royally beaten out by a beta recently.
Yeah, you're right. Distracted. Cyberpunk did make bank.
Yeah.
After they came out with their fixes, it made. I mean, they had a great marketing
Cyberpunk's
campaign.
Actually, not a bad game after they fixed it.
Yeah.
Although there are still some major flaws in it, because there was one night I was trying to play it, talking to Chad, and like half my city disappeared, and then wouldn't come back, and then I just couldn't play it, and I had to give up and try it again the next day.
Did you say that you had to you couldn't get it to work, so you had
like it would not work. It would not load. Like I had to go to a certain spot, right? Could not, because as soon as I crossed a bridge, the entire city just disappeared.
It was like Brigadoon.
I was floating in nowhere.
Yeah, didn't you say
and then
that?
When I tried to go back, the rest of the city was the same way. And I was like, son of a bitch. I just had to get off, and then I tried again like the next night, and then I was able to finally do it.
Oh, you were able to? Okay.
Yeah, I finally did do it. I just had to not play the game for a day for it to properly load.
They call that divine intervention. God was saying, stop. It's enough.
Yeah, apparently it was. It is a fun game, though. I'm not going to lie.
That's good.
As long as it works.
I mean, I'm glad when good games succeed. I'm not glad when bad games succeed, because then they're going to learn the wrong message and make more bad games.
Well, so far that doesn't happen.
Well, I think that they're learning. I think that they're learning slowly. It's taken
the bigger the company, the slower the mobility. So
in Rumble news, Dr. Disrespect is going to Rumble.
I mean, I think it's good for Rumble in general.
It's good for me. That's for damn sure.
Well,
I have stock.
Yeah,
you do.
So it's good for me because my stock's going.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. I mean, I want Rumble to succeed, and I want them to have more things than just political commentary. Even though I like listening to political commentary, I think this will be a good thing. So
here's the thing. So it is, because it's attracting his viewers now. People have been harping about Dr. Disrespect and he got a contract. I'm like, okay, look, dude, his contract puts him in a ownership position with Rumble. So him leaving would be very bad for him. So that's why people are like, oh, he's just going to leave. He's going to take the money. I was like, no, he's not, because he's tied to it now.
Well, I mean, if he breaks his contract, then he loses that money. But
he also
saying,
loses
he
the
might
ownership,
leave.
probably.
Yeah, he might leave afterwards. And I'm like, well, that's fine, though. The thing is, during that time, he's still calling people. He's still getting people over to the site. I mean,
he's also getting content creators over there.
Not to mention, you can only do that so many times before there are no options anymore.
And this is kind of his last option as far as monetization goes.
He's been kicked from Twitch. YouTube removed his monetization, right?
Yeah.
I think. And his only other option at this point is Rumble or Kick.
Well, I mean, he could always just get paid through Patreon or something like that.
Yeah.
So, monetization, I mean, you can find ways around that, but yeah. I mean, like I said, I think it's a good for Rumble. I think that it's going to help expand the base, because this is actually somebody that I know, and the other people that they were signing on, I was like, I don't know who that is except for Kayla, and that's just a sad tale.
Well, see, yeah, for the people who are like, yo, it's just going to take the money and run, it's like, where to, though? That's the thing.
Yeah, they don't think about that. So they think literally like these are the same people that were like calling him a pedo and all that shit.
Yeah, weren't they supposed to be over at Blue Sky? I hear they're having pedo problems.
The funny thing is with this whole thing is, I don't like Dr. Disrespect. I don't have anything against him, but we, on a very big red button topic of mine, we are at polar opposites on that.
What issue is that?
If I'm remembering right, the same issue that puts me and Markiplier at polar opposites: abortion.
And who?
Markiplier. I don't like Markiplier and Dr. Disrespect. I think we're both pro-choice. I know Markiplier is pro-choice.
Oh.
But
I wouldn't be shocked that this guy is. He sounds like a normie sort of edgelord dude, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing is I don't have anything against him personally. And hell, for all I know, I could be wrong and I'm thinking of something completely off base. I don't. So I'm not trying to rag on the dude. I know there was something in particular that I called him Dr. Dickless. And I think it was on like pro-choice when they were, you know how they repealed Roe v. Wade?
Yeah.
I think he made a post about that, talking about women's choice and all that shit. He didn't know what he was talking about. So I kind of.
Well, that happens with most people this day and age.
Yeah, it's depressing how many people don't actually know what the overturning of Roe v. Wade actually did and did not do. And how many people actually aren't clear on what abortion is and what it is not.
And well, no, they constantly link things like abortion and miscarriages together. Like they're the same damn thing, because the amount of videos of idiots online, and they're like, you're bleeding out on the table because of miscarriage. It's like, that's two different kinds of care, you dumbass.
And also there's no state that has banned care for people who have miscarriages. That's beyond retarded.
Yeah,
that's an actual medical procedure to contend with, or a medical issue, emergency, dare I say, to contend with.
No, abortion is an intentional act.
Yeah, intentional act of murder.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. But it's not which is absolutely not the same as, you know, a child's just dying in the womb, which it's one of those things that just happens tragically. As opposed to murdering, going after that person and trying with forceps and trying to kill them.
But anyway,
sorry,
Dr. Disrespect is coming to Rumble. It's probably a win for the platform. So
I hope so. Fingers crossed. Knock on proverbial wood.
The platform does have a gaming contingency there. It's just, it's still seen as the political platform.
Yeah.
I think that's bad actors too doing that.
Well, that's the thing. That's what any time you say Rumble, well, I'm not going over there for politics. You know, you've seen it a lot with those VTubers when you're like, well, there's Rumble.
True.
You could try that instead of Twitch, who's going to ban you every time you turn around.
Yep.
And that's usually their.
Well, I come to find out a lot of them like being banned.
So,
I come to find out a lot of those VTubers like being banned. They like playing victim. It's a fucking game.
That too. So
I stopped even bothering because like there's some VTubers that are cool and chill and Christian. I love my Christian VTuber brethren, but then you got the people that are like, oh, what was me? And I'm like, well, do something about it. And then they're like, you need to not talk to me. Yeah, I remember that bitch.
Yeah. That he lets that go. That's good.
Yeah, that was so retarded.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to stop talking to me. And it's like, look, if you're going to complain, you know, okay, whatever. Anyway,
But honestly,
Well-
I think that a lot of people don't come over to Rumble for streaming because of the fact that it's not big enough yet. And
A lot of
what you say then is, well, how do you think it gets big? It needs to start with one. You need to be there, but a lot of people don't want to be the first one. Most people aren't brave.
Well, see, the funny thing is now with Dr. Disrespect coming over,
Mhm.
he is bringing a flood of other content creators that are now seen as viable because he did it. And I'm like, and I won't lie, part of me is like, cowards.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, cowards, welcome, come in, cowards. Like, I can't
I hope
blame
so,
them. I
man.
can't blame them if it's their only source of income. But no way in hell, some of these people it's their only source of income. They literally just don't want to take that step.
But also, simul streaming should be a thing that you do, just as a matter of course.
Oh yeah,
If you're going to stream to a place that you know is going to kick you off for saying the wrong thing and you live in terror, you should always be backup streaming. I mean, I stream just solely to Rumble though because I just don't feel like dealing with YouTube. I'm like, they're gonna kick me off. I'm gonna say a thing. It's gonna happen.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, I haven't streamed on YouTube for a while just because I'm too lazy to click that switch.
It's okay. I get no traction really over on YouTube. Probably something to do with the content warning I have. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Zio, you gotta watch what you're doing, dude. Damn.
Jeez.
I know, man.
Chad.
What is up with that?
So,
Yeah.
Epic Games is officially cool with Internet Archive preserving early Unreal games. So that's a
That's
win.
cool.
Yeah, this was something I thought everybody liked this, I'm sure, because they're
The
basically like,
anti-Nintendo.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean I like it. I think it's cool.
this actually made me think I might actually download Epic again.
You know what? I only download it to use Unreal Engine for my job.
I downloaded it because of
That guy.
yeah.
I've never once played a game on the Epic Store.
I played Fortnite.
I will not. I
I
can't
made
even watch
I made a
someone-
thumbnail asking for help.
I played Fortnite. I'm the reason he played Fortnite. I play Fortnite because of my kids. Fortnite is fun. You should play it with me
Okay,
again.
I will say Lego thing was a blast.
Yeah, they've added things too. And they did the thing I said they were going to do, by the way.
What
You
was
know,
that?
like how I said, now that they've made this Lego survival Fortnite, that they're
Yeah.
gonna like make play sets of Legos and then sell
Oh
it to
yeah.
people. They fucking did it. They took
Oh,
that and ran with it. I'm just like Lego play set for this and that and everything was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I saw it coming.
Well, yeah. I mean that almost goes without saying.
But your kids were like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.
No, because they're more into the Fortnite part, but they do play a lot of the Lego and whatever they earn, what are they called? V-Bucks on their
Yeah.
own through their battle pass, they can use that for whatever they want. So
Yeah.
I don't have to buy them the battle pass all the time because they usually earn enough to purchase their battle pass and get their extras that way. So they're smart about it.
Well,
We made
let's
it
see.
through. Is
No,
that
I'm
all of
looking
the
for
topics?
something else.
Oh, what?
I don't know what this is, but Chad linked it at one point, so he can tell us about it from a month ago.
That's Clownfish. That's Neon from Clownfish TV.
You never watch his streams. Disrespects?
What?
Oh yeah. I don't watch him either. But I know he's big. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm just glad that there will be more people coming over to Rumble and seeing what it has to offer,
Yeah, and I will say this: like, between all the platforms I've been in the years I've been doing this, Rumble is the most active. I mean, my stream's not, but like, it has the most active, like, people chatting, and it's not like there's two people per category and then everybody else is just out in the cold. No, there's a pretty good diverse group of people in several live streams.
So what is IGG?
I don't know.
I'm so glad we waited a month to talk about this. IGG. Is that a games company?
It's either a game or it's like it's an entertainment company for sure. Maybe not
IGG
video game.
Games?
It might be a tabletop thing.
Let's see. I Got Games, also previously known as Internet's Gaming Gate, is a Chinese video game developer. IGG Singapore. This is what I'm pulling up. I don't know what he's talking about.
I Got Games. Okay. It's got a free-to-play model, I guess. Huh.
Oh, wait. IGG. No, there's something here. I think that they're collapsing, and I think it was the embezzlement. That's right. The guys that got arrested.
The embezzlement? Or was that a different company we were talking about embezzlement?
No,
I went to their page and it's saying like Dragon Age Veilguard 2.
Yeah. Apparently, this contracted company actually did a really bad thing and tried to money launder, and now the president of the company was sentenced to death.
Honto.
Oh,
That's in China, right?
Yeah, China.
Actually, I think we did talk about this. It was just from another thing.
Yeah.
And we were and at the time we were like, they could like die from this kind of stuff.
You were right.
Yeah, I mean that sucks.
Looks nice for the president, everybody else probably got off lighter.
A diverse thing of games. Here's Times Princess. I think this is a perfect game for Chad to play on stream next. Time Princess, yeah. Meg,
wait, dual action.
Chad should totally play this game.
I can't because I got Cat Night or whatever it's called, Cat RPG.
Cat RPG.
I got it all downloaded and installed. I plan to get about 85% done and then move on to the sequel.
Doomsday. You're gonna get like 25% done. Oh, all right. Let's see. Is there anything else we can talk about for 4 minutes?
You can play some of that good at the beginning.
Yeah, let's talk about PoE.
PoE.
What's so good about it? What's so good about?
Just go to one of the gameplay trailers. Yeah.
Some have said my methods are brutal. To this, I say, there can be no salvation without sacrifice.
Meg's the villain. He's going to be a villain.
Oh, yeah, I figured that.
Probably play as the Mark.
That's my boy.
Yeah, there's Chad's guy.
Yeah. Veilguard, this is how you do it, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. The fact that the witch can turn into like
a Lilith demon.
Lilith. It's like one of those things I kind of want to do.
Well, here's the thing I love. It's based on momentum. You move. You don't just stand there and tank the hits.
Oh, that Atlas.
The Atlas could be its own game. That's how massive it is.
Game. I mean, I want to know what's in the labyrinth so much. Chronomancy. They've added chronomancy. I've never seen anybody actually add chronomancy.
You could be a Final Fantasy time wizard.
Yes. And I'm just like, that is freaking awesome.
We are faced with the end, and I will do what I must.
That right there, I want to know what the fuck is in that labyrinth. They fucking tease us with it at the very end of the entire video too. They're like, what's in here? Is it keeping something in or is it keeping something out? And I'm like, I don't care. I want to go fucking find out.
Well, I'm going to go in and then go out and then go back in.
You're going to go in and then I'm going to see you screaming trying to get back out. And then it's going to be like the maze, and it just the entrance seals itself, so you're now having to find your other way.
Look, bro, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go in there like, oh, here's a wall. Oh, here's my two-handed weapons that I'm dual wielding like a badass, and I'm just going to break through the wall like fucking Juggernaut and be like, I'm going to be like the Kool-Aid man to the boss. The boss is going to be sitting there like chilling out. Then I'm just going to break through the wall, and we're like, oh yeah. Your mercenary needs semi-automatic arrow.
Listen, that skeleton has a fucking flamethrower, though.
Those who obsess
this is
with
an actual
death
boss in the game, by the way. Man.
Yeah, he's a little handsy, though.
will soon be acquainted with it.
So pause it real quick. So imagine you're beating that boss's ass, right? And there's an Easter egg where he just flicks you off with his wing.
Oh, I really like this character select screen, though. I really do. I like that. That's one hell of a way to do it.
Are those the characters from the first game?
That's the characters right there. You pick one,
What?
and all the others get hanged except for you.
What? Ew.
Yeah.
Now, early access will initially have 6 classes available. Let's have a look at them. The Monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat and has mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum.
Pause it. The monk is fucking Aang. He is an avatar.
Took the avatar and they've made him into a character. Yes, they did.
I love it.
This is the ugliest game.
It's not your jam. We know.
Yeah. I mean, I can play it as long as I don't pay attention to the story and all the horrible things happening.
Oh, this game has a lot of horrible things happening.
Oh, I know. That's why I didn't pay attention to it. I was just like, walk around, hit the thing.
It's like, have you ever wondered why there's so many goat men in the Highlands?
You can use staggering palm to punch them down. After that, any attack you do will shoot out wind projectiles. Here we too, you can raise your then cause these fissures to erupt with lava.
Stop skipping!
Target it as you go. And if you find yourself committed to a long attack, you can dodge roll out of it at any time.
Get to them.
Among the skill option for maces, you will find a variety of slams, fire attacks, war cries, and shield skills.
This is the
Here,
warrior.
I'm going to slam the ground, rending it apart with lines of fire.
I don't know, man. I think that they're more like
Fissures
soulmates.
to erupt with lava. I can even run through them with a skill like Stampede to do huge amounts of damage.
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
The warrior can also use war cries, which can be your next skill. Seismic Cry, for example, will double any slams from the next
They're
attack.
brothers of the heart, I think.
The
you could say,
Stampede
just
counts as a slam,
distracted.
so I can double that for even more craziness. If you want to go a little faster and be
They're
a little more
both PoE
defensive,
nerds too.
Huh?
while charging, you're also
I know. I'm responding to distracted.
Oh.
Yeah, if you guys
No.
are childhood buddies because you
No.
seem that way.
No.
No.
And I said that you guys are more like soulmates.
Well, I am sending a gift to Zio to possibly get his hand.
She feels agile as well, fearlessly in the combat and separating the very earth you stand on. Time for some ranged attacks. The ranger is primarily about the bow, but we wanted to make sure that she feels agile as well. In PoE 2, you can shoot while moving. Combined with all the skills the ranger has that allow you to jump around, you will have a lot of mobility in combat. Bow skills have a variety of lightning, poison, ice, and physical attacks. 3 seconds if you get frozen. To recharge them, just kill more monsters. You can gain more slots for charms by upgrading your belt. The mercenary wields a crossbow that can be loaded with different ammo types, offering versatility, power, and
Where's the
mobility.
new class?
All classes in Path of Exile 2 can be controlled with WASD, which makes this class play exactly like a shooter. For the crossbow, you will find skills that work like shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, and even grenade launchers.
That is hilarious.
There are a wide variety of more interesting elemental ammos too. It's very fast to switch between ammo types, so long as you already have them loaded.
This your boy?
You're able to combo abilities
Yeah.
together for devastating effect.
The one that's going around just using a
Use glacial
shotgun in this game?
walls
No.
of ice to separate enemies,
Absolutely.
then switch to
That's incorrect.
I'm going to be using a shotgun to take out the demons of hell.
It's hilarious, but I wouldn't play this character.
Well, yeah, no, your character would be the. I want to say, was it the
Ranger.
Ranger, yeah.
I played the Ranger, but I'm not. I like melee. I like melee.
Well,
I like the option of
you
melee and bow.
No, the Ranger has like a ninja class where you daggers.
That was another class last time. It was a shadow.
Yeah, things changed.
Oh,
Well, I
You
mean, the
can
shadow
any
might-
any class can be anything kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
It's like, I mean, I took a witch and turned her into a melee chaos wielder with Cyclone.
it's
Well, I'm
just
talking-
still a mage.
So,
yeah, I'm talking about like in two. Like
well, yeah,
there's no
it's the same
limitations.
concept, but I mean, in the first one, I took a mage and made her into a chaos wielding cyclone with a melee weapon. So she spins to win like Chad does, but better.
Are there decapitated bodies?
Oh, do what?
These days, decapitated bodies probably.
This game is so dark.
Oh, I love it.
be your choice. She can call
That's
forth hordes of
important.
undead monsters to fight for her while casting
my
powerful
witch now?
chaos spells that debilitate her enemies.
I made the
Occult
witch
skills are some of the most
sort a
varied in the game,
necromancer.
with skeletons, noxious spells, specialty minions, curses, and sacrificial magic. Before we talk about minions, we'll have to talk about a new resource in Path of Exile 2 called Spirit.
Yeah, it's-
Spells to spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills to impale them. Or, you projectiles that pass through it. If you place a wall and fire lightning sparks through it, they'll gain extra fire damage.
That is so cool.
It's a good idea to take advantage of the ability to automatically swap weapons when you use certain skills. Having a special staff with bonuses to fire skills and another with bonuses to lightning skills can really power up a combo like this. The sorceress can also take advantage of powerful trigger gems. For example, you could
You
grab
can get triggered in this.
and use it with Firestorm.
Do what?
You can get triggered in this.
Yes.
As you ignite enemies, a counter will go up in the top left corner. When it's full, a Firestorm will automatically be cast at the enemy that was ignited. There are 25 active elemental skills. By endgame, you'll be firing off projectiles left and right as you rain down elemental storms on your foes.
Yeah, but they'll only do like 2 damage
Available
now.
at the start of early access, but we will be adding 6 more character classes with just
I can't wait for my druid, though. I want my druid.
Yeah, I want to see what when they announce that. And
But they've also streamlined a lot of things, too.
damage. Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations, you should have a perfectly good time. But if you want to experiment a bit more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can see the full list of supports that will work with your skill. There are
Yeah, instead of actually looking at the supports and wondering, is this going to actually work with me?
they tell
They,
you.
they just took that out, and it's like, here you go. If it works, it's in this list. If it doesn't, it's not in the list.
That's pretty cool.
Which makes it a lot easier trying to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, making
Passively, of course.
but at its
Still
core,
looking
it's pretty
like
simple.
this.
Each level you get 1 point to put into the tree. Each class starts at a different location, but they all share the same tree. Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way. But if you do happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold.
Oh,
yeah, that was
different.
that was in the most recent
Yeah, that was put into the recent update for
the
Path of
Settlers
Exile.
one.
Well, I wouldn't know since I got mad and stopped playing.
Yeah, well. And before then, it required orbs.
Yeah, you needed
were
orbs
harder
and
to
or a
find.
respec point, basically.
Yeah, and it was much harder to find those, so I like this. This is much better.
Generally divided up into clusters which have similar themes. In each cluster, you will find small nodes that give simple bonuses like increased damage, but the real power comes from notables. Notables normally have much more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using. For example,
No, it's Path of
the
Exile
mercenary area
2.
of the tree, this one gives
But
a
it is
20
apparently
Diablo's
Diablo
a
like.
Path-like
to not
game.
consume a
This
bolt.
is
Diablo wishes it was
Here's
this.
one that gives grenades a chance to blow up a second time. This one gives a chance for projectiles to rebound off terrain, as well as giving you some pierce chance to make that more likely. Note that even though this is in the mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from all classes, so there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree. In order to get between these clusters, you will generally have to allocate nodes in the
This is what I really like here.
This was
highways.
game changing.
Attribute nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use, so it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need. It nodes
That's
in
cool.
the attribute high grenades a chance to blow up a second time. This one gives a section. This would work with projectiles from all classes, so there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree.
Trying to get up the.
In order to get
highway.
between
There we go. Trying to pause right here.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, see, beforehand, the node highway here,
Mhm.
it was very restrictive.
Oh,
on
I
how you did
know.
Things. But
Well,
now
that's why I
the way
was so
they
mad when they jacked
this-
up my stats.
yeah, this one simple change fixes that though.
Yeah.
You need extra strength to do something. Pop strength in there instead.
Yeah.
Need some intel, you got some intel. And I really like that. That's a small
I hit
change,
things
but
really
great
good,
change.
Zio.
You do hit things really well.
Yes, everybody's wondering, intelligence is not going to be on my tree.
Until he realizes he needs it for something.
It's going to be dexterity, so I can do my spin to win
Spin to win.
with two-handed weapons. Hell yeah.
Let's see. What I like is this one here, though.
She literally has
yeah.
the ability to stop time with time
Chronomancy. They've added chronomancy into the game, but I can't get over that.
freeze. Not only that, but she has many other time manipulation abilities. Using
Oh, pause it.
she can teleport.
When I
Use
first
your
saw this, I was like, these enemies are probably standing there like, this is bullshit.
Now I wonder if there are any enemies that can use that on you, though.
Don't know. We'll
Previous
find out,
location.
I'm sure.
Resetting
Good question. I don't know.
Or with Time Snap, she can reset all her cooldowns and cast all her spells again. On the Warrior, you can choose between the Warbringer or the Titan. The Warbringer channels
I
the
know
might of
what
his
it is,
ancestors to
Warrior.
gain tremendous power. Using Answered Call, you can summon ancestral spirits linked to each of your totems. With Jade Heritage, you can encase your body in a protective layer that absorbs all damage until it breaks. Warcaller's Bellow allows you to explode the corpses of your enemies. And with Great Wolf's Howl, you can ignore the cooldowns of your war cries. Let all that anger out. The Titan class is all about hitting big. With Earthbreaker, every slam is
Just
a
the
chance
fact
to
that
create an
Brad can
aftershock.
dual wield two-handers.
With
now.
Crushing Impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow, which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease. With Surprising Strength, you can take advantage of stunned enemies to deal 40% more damage. As a ranger, you might choose to be a Deadeye, an expert markswoman who can take down foes with style. With Endless Munitions, every attack gains an extra projectile. With Gathering Winds, she gains a small increase to movement speed with every attack, but be careful, she loses them when getting hit. With Eagle Eyes, she will never miss, allowing you to stop wasting all those passive points on accuracy. Alternatively, you could become a Pathfinder, the master of flasks and poison.
Yeah.
She can choose from one of several throwable concoctions, allowing her to spend her flask charges to throw explosive bottles that deal various types of damage. A bleeding concoction will make your enemies bleed, while a fulminating one can shock.
Yeah, I wasn't into
extra
the
damage.
whole concoction tree either.
Contagious
I've never-
Yeah, me
Contagion
either.
allows her to spread poison between her foes.
I've
while
never been a
overwhelming
concoction
toxicity
person.
doubles
It's
the number
like
of
putting
stacks
sauce
that
on your
can be
food.
infected by.
Just nah.
Running Assault allows her to move much more quickly while firing, while Relentless Pursuit makes her totally immune to being slowed by enemies. The Witch can ascend into the Infernalist or the Blood Mage. As an Infernalist, she can
There's no
summon a
dual
royal
wielder.
Hellhound companion. The Hellhound sets
You're like
enemies on
ninja.
fire, as well as taking a percentage
Thought there wasn't there, Zio?
Do what?
with
Was
pyromantic
it? Was it there like a not stealth build, but like a melee blades build.
Like a rogue character.
Yeah.
Um,
Thought there was.
might be the third ascendancy that's not out.
Yeah. They're only right now for the early access. They only have
for the
2.
early access. There's going to be 6 out of 12 characters, I think, right? And only 2 ascendancies per when there should be 3. When it finally releases, it should have all the characters and all the ascendancies.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll be coming back to this to update people.
Infernal flame.
Oh, yeah.
As you cast more spells, the flame builds up, and if it overflows, you'll take damage. Using Bringer of Flame, you'll want to make sure you keep the flames topped up. While your Infernal Flame is above 30%, all damage from you and your minions will ignite enemies. She can also transform into a literal demon.
Yeah.
While in demon form, she...
You know what? Diablo 4 gives us a sorcerer. Path of Exile 2 lets you play as Lilith. They were just like,
what I think's funny is, as soon as I saw this, a bunch of guys were like, wood.
yeah, Chad's over there like, I can fix her.
She takes
No,
damage.
maybe with the fire extinguisher.
Increase rapidly as well. So if you're planning on transforming into a demon, make sure you stack a lot of life recovery. She can also become a blood mage, a master of life and energy.
The blood mage is interesting.
All blood mages must pay the price of making skills cost life as well as mana. But in exchange, every monster they kill will drop life remnants, which allow them to quickly gain back that life. With Crimson Power, she can gain large amounts of extra life, and with Vitality Siphon, she can use her spells to leech life back as well.
Yeah,
Once you've got a significant amount of life, you can use Gore Spike to make your critical hits deal incredible amounts of damage. A monk who is in tune with the elements might become an invoker.
Here we go. Here's Zang.
Expression, the invoker will create waves of elemental power each time he does a critical strike. With faith as a choice, you gain the ability to meditate, allowing you to double your energy shield. Choose between I am the blizzard or I am the thunder to specialize in cold or lightning. And I Shall Rage will allow you to turn into an unbound avatar. Each time you apply a status ailment to an enemy, you gain Unbound Fury. When you have enough, transform into an avatar to deal way more damage and inflict even more elemental ailments. Some monks choose to reach into the
Or you
darkness
can go
instead.
Dark Ang.
The Acolyte of Chayula can exchange their mastery of spirit for darkness, a resource that can be utilized to both absorb and deal damage. The Shroud of Darkness will protect you from all damage incoming.
There's your bell.
Grasp of the
Yeah,
Void,
no,
you will
that
deal
bell's
extra
gonna be
chaos
on
damage
that.
from all the darkness you have. Their Dark Pact offers greatly increased resistances to
I want
chaos
to lay the
damage
bell and shoot
and
it
can
with
allow
the
their
chain
mana
gun.
leech to not only happen instantly,
Because he can shoot rapidly and hit that bell.
another node you can take is Waking Dream, which allows you to see into the domain of the Breach Demons. There you will see the Flames of Chayula that can be taken to gain life, mana, and damage. The Mercenary has a job to do, but which job suits you? You might choose to become a Witch Hunter.
Maybe it's the mercenary.
Rituals
Maybe.
give you a sorcery ward, allowing you to defend yourself against elemental
I don't-
hits in exchange for less defense against
What about
attacks.
the Mercenary?
He might be the one that
Position.
has a melee track.
Chance to explode on death. The chance is doubled against
This
demons and death.
actually just kind of looks like
With
a
judge, jury, and executioner. Your
like a
initial hit
cross
against
between a
enemies
ranger and
30% of
a
their life
warrior.
damage, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
This is great for hunting powerful bosses. And with Witchbane, you can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually do.
You could be Samuel L. Jackson.
Channeling Legionnaire,
I hate
casting
Samuel
your
L.
abilities
Jackson.
by embedding gems directly.
Now, this is the one I'm probably going to go with. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Embed gems directly into your flesh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I'm going to take that gem and just jab it into my side here.
Jam it into his bicep. And
yeah.
Directly in your flesh. Integrated efficiency will give you extra skill slots.
dark crystal shit.
Physical infusion gives you extra maximum resistances as you sock up more and more support gems. Adaptive capability allows you to use any color of gem without worrying about attributes.
That
Huh.
is what really intrigues me, is that ability right there.
Without worrying about attributes. Interesting.
It will take your highest attribute instead. So you
You
my
can focus on
theory
one
is
attribute.
you have access to any gem, no
That's
matter
pretty awesome.
what.
That is
And
pretty
the
awesome.
limits to that just is like insane to think about.
So long as you have at least one attribute. Oh, hang on a second.
Yeah, and then this way you don't actually have to have, like, well, in order to use this gym, you've got to have 100 intelligence, even though you don't want intelligence.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You want to be
You
stupid.
got that.
Yeah.
While crystalline potential adds extra quality bonuses to every gem socketed into your character.
And that's just free quality, which is always nice.
So those are the ascendancy classes for the start of early access. But one thing we haven't talked about yet is how you ascend in the first place.
Oh, and then they've got like 2 different ascensions. So instead of running that one all the time, you can run these 2 other ascension things, which is cool. Chad's alarm is going off. But yeah.
On the other hand, you'll spend hundreds of hours in it.
So what's going to be released is Acts 1 through 3 for early access of the end game.
In game each league. We realized that finishing the rest of the campaign for early access was actually a bad idea. Instead of having Acts 4 to 6 in early access, we could concentrate on endgame and make that great. For new players, a 25-hour campaign is
make endgame great again.
But for existing action RPG players,
Your
most care about
volume's really hot,
endgame
man.
challenges to overcome. So several months ago, we switched the entire development team's focus over to making in-game content. At the start of early access, there'll be 50 bosses and around 400 monster types. But the great thing is that the rest of the game is like 80% there. We'll be adding content to roughly double the size of the game during early access and into release. Now, in order to make the end game happen at the same character level as what it would be after we added the rest of the acts, we've added a second difficulty level.
Now, this is going to be interesting.
I hope they keep this.
So for early access, you're going to repeat Acts 1 through 3 with cruel difficulty level. And Chad hopes they keep that. Somehow, some way, in some fashion.
Well, like this, when they add Acts 4 through 6, have normal, have cruel difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, that might be the best way to think about it, because that's how PoE 1 works. Because then when you get that nerf, it's essentially going into a cruel difficulty.
And real quick, before
right now, we
don't know if there's going to be a nerf or not.
Works.
So,
yeah, well, right now it's working how Diablo currently works. You know, you got your 4 acts, then you repeat those 4 acts forever.
See, that I understand though. Going into a like you play it through and then you play it through again, but you're playing it on Game Plus and then Game Plus Plus and then Game Plus 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 Plus.
You could do that in the first Path of Exile. You just had to go back to earlier acts. And it'd be I don't know. I'm too sick and tired to talk straight at this point.
He's done for the night.
Oh my gosh, it is.
You repeat the campaign,
man.
Bosses and bosses.
It is. I think this is where we.
Yeah, I think we should
end everything.
Yeah, because these guys can watch this for the rest of the night.
That is true, and I have to work in the morning, so. I turned into a pumpkin 22 minutes ago, almost.
But he's been running on fumes just for you
Chad
guys.
is dying over there.
I got like an hour of sleep, so.
Yeah, for some reason he didn't do any sleeping. But anyway, that has been Gaming with a Side of Salt. Links for everybody is in the description down below. Is anybody doing anything soon?
Sleeping.
Chad will not be streaming after this like he normally does.
7 minutes in hell tomorrow. Zio's going to be there. He doesn't have a choice. And
yeah, that's right. I do have to do that.
Yeah. And and it's going to be me, Misfit, him, and hopefully Small.
Cool. Yeah, well, for me, it's going to be the usual, still playing through the longest game of all time, Okami, on Thursday. On Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time.
We're holding Gray. She's still playing Okami again.
We'll be in the old folks' home watching her. We'll be in the old folks' home watching Meg's finale.
Oh my gosh, it's such a long game.
70 years from now, finally reaching the end. The end, yay!
It's gonna get to the point that I don't care anymore. Like there is such a thing as a game that's too long. And although next week we will not be meeting on Friday because these two losers are going to ditch me to go play Path of Exile 2. So we're going to be meeting on Saturday. Same time, Zio?
What? Oh yeah, Saturday, totally. No real reason for that. We're doing it on.
I already
Saturday.
told on you, man. I already told on you.
You've been ratted out, bro.
I did.
Been ratted out. But
No,
if you want to watch us play Path of Exile, or at least struggle to get into it or something for an hour.
Yeah, it's going. I guarantee you, we're going to crash those servers.
Oh, I hope they've got contingencies for that.
I still can't believe you bought that $400 starter pack, man.
Didn't buy the $400 starter pack. Jeez. And I know you hadn't because you ain't got paid yet. So,
dude, I got paid, and it just was depressing. It's like, oh, I got paid. Oh, rent.
So you did it this Friday now.
Yeah, and you know what takes me off, just real quick, little tiny story. I went to pay rent today because it's not Thanksgiving. It's cold as balls out, but I didn't want to really bundle up, so I wore my shorts and sandals and just put on a coat. Walked down to the rental office, and just there's a little paper with a turkey on it that I wanted to punch that freaking turkey in the gobbler. It said, we won't be here Thursday or Friday. And I'm like, oh, so I'm freezing my balls off for nothing. Good to know. So I walked my happy ass back. But it gets worse because they're only open for limited hours on Saturdays. So everybody's going to want to pay rent in like a 4-hour window.
Can't you just drop off your check? Do you have to like stand there and get a receipt and all that jazz?
They email the receipt, so it's not that bad. It's more of, I think there's going to be a lot of people because the first falls on a Sunday. So people have to pay today or Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Do they not give you a grace period for holidays?
They might. I don't know. I'm not risking it. There's a reason that I've been able to stay ahead of my bills because I don't chance that kind of shit.
All right. But anyway, so yeah, that's on the agenda for next week. We'll see y'all Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Gaming with a Side of Salt. And yeah, adios.
Bye.